So, we find you returning from Epsilon 19 to Narendran Station. Or Narendra Station, I believe it's called. And you are pulling back into the station dock. You have left coal at the station to help maintain the power supplies, as well as to use the station's sensors to search for the renegade Paj, the captain of the Orion freighter, which you have learned was a high-ranking member of the Orion Syndicate, who was probably there to steal information from Starfleet. So you return to Narendra Station without a chief engineer. And when you arrive, Secure, Captain Secure, and Lieutenant Terzi are called to the office of the Admiral in charge of the station. Admiral Hebert. Admiral Hebert.
And the Masters of Narendra.
Yes. So you get called in, and you walk in. He's sitting behind his desk, and looks at you and stands up and goes, "Please come in."
Admiral.
And as you step in, immediately to your left, leaning against the wall, you recognize Terzi as, he's in plain clothes. You recognize him as your handler. And he looks at you and just kind of goes, shrugs. And the Admiral gestures for you two to sit down. He's like, "Please sit down. Ignore Mr. Smith over there."
I make no acknowledgement. Just sit down.
The Admiral sits down as well and looks at you and goes, "So we find yourselves a little bit of a pickle there in your last assignment. Not only do I find out that you have made first contact with a new species that is now," looks through his data pad, "in a civil war as a result of you saving their system, but we also find out that you failed to recognize and retrieve a key leader of the Orion Syndicate."
And who is this telling me this? The Admiral or
the Admiral?
Admiral. Had we not intervened with the alien species, they would be extinct by now. All we did was within the edict of the Prime Directive, to the letter.
He kind of nods and goes, "I understand that. I'm not criticizing you. It's just not easy to find first contact ending with such a violent conclusion. They're alive, but we're going to have to send some diplomats over to negotiate and figure out if we can solve this conflict. We're the ones responsible for it, after all. As for the Orion Syndicate, it's no personal qualms against that. It's just, did you know?" He looks at you, Terzi. "Did you know who she was?"
No.
You sure? Not even an inkling?
Absolutely. Not even.
Sir, if I may, we had no idea she was anything but a member of the Orion race here in the Beta Quadrant doing trade. That was all she had in face value, and that was all our scans picked up as well. We had no inkling as to her true nature until the message from command came through to Officer Terzi.
No intelligence was passed down to me, and I kind of glance over at Smith. No intelligence was passed down to me in advance of who we might be encountering there.
And Smith kind of pushes himself off the wall and goes, "Lieutenant Terzi's right. We didn't know about him. We didn't know about her. The commander didn't even tell us about about her arrival. Though, Orion women." Kind of gestures towards the Admiral. And the Admiral nods and kind of rubs his temple a little bit and goes, "Command is going to have my ass for that, but For the meantime, Lieutenant Commander Cole is going to remain on Epsilon 19 for a few more days, helping to track down her warp signature to give us more information. But that leaves you without a chief engineer. So we have a newer face. We're looking to put on our own command staff and a ship going forward. And with you, Captain Sakir, with your record, we decided you'd be the perfect captain to break him in as a chief engineer. Temporary assignment. And then he pushes a button and goes, send him in. And then door opens, and Unan, you walk into the office.
Hello, Captain Sir, reporting for temporary duty. Nice to meet you all.
I trust in your judgment, Admiral.
Just for a few days. Help us out. Run him out. He's pretty green behind the ears, but...
Very well. Welcome aboard the Vasquez.
Thank you, sir. I will do my best.
The Admiral goes, and one more thing. We've had a special request from the Imperial Klingon Academy. There's a archaeologist who seems to believe he has found an ancient site of the Herc in the Beta Quadrant, deep in the Shackleton Expanse. Klingons don't have enough vessels, and Starfleet's main mission is exploration, after all. And there's plenty of my own friends back at Starfleet Command who are very interested to learn as much as they can about this ancient species, especially if they had an influence in the Beta Quadrant. So I've given him permission to go aboard your ship. You're to take him to his location. He kind of types it out on his data pad, and then hit send, and he sends it to your ship, essentially. He goes, it's the Utair system. It's pretty deep inside the Expanse. We haven't been able to scan it, but he claims that there's a Class M planet there that has an ancient site. So your mission is to escort him there, make sure that nothing goes wrong. And since you guys are some of the best that we've had in dealing with the weirdness of the Shackleton Expanse, figured you'd be perfect for the job.
Very well, Admiral. You can trust on the Vasquez. In fact, we have recently come onto the trail of some new developments for these eddies within the Beta Quadrant. We're hoping that maybe perhaps soon we might even be able to elucidate how to use them ourselves.
Kind of taps through his data pad and goes, I saw that. That's very important. Lieutenant Commander Cole seems to be experimenting with some of this energy on Epsilon 19 as well. So it looks promising.
That it does. Is there anything else, Admiral?
That's all. You're dismissed.
Secure out. He doesn't say that.
He hangs up
He
first.
doesn't say that.
Well, he can't if he's being told to be dismissed.
He just
That would
walks
be
out.
hang up. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I turn heel and I leave.
You guys all leave with him?
Yep.
I turned to Smith. Anything I should know?
He looks at you and goes, I don't trust the Klingon, but he seems legit.
All right, thanks.
Were we given the name of the
Follow
Klingon?
suit.
Oh, yeah, he would have said his name is Brota. Botra is his name.
Okay.
Is he hot?
Oh.
Well, he's going to report to this to.
If there's
the
any
doc.
chicks there, I want to do them.
Yeah, boy. You get it.
I'm with you.
No,
All
but
Klingons have an above average body temperature. So
They do have multiple hearts. So, you guys return to the Vasquez, and when you get there, there is a impatient Klingon waiting for you. There's a security officer outside who sees you coming and goes, Captain, this is Professor, he goes, Bertrand. He goes, Professor Bertrand, he apparently has been assigned to the ship.
That he has. We are to escort him to the Uter system to look for some ancient ruins of great importance to the Klingon Empire.
Important to all of us. He looks over to you. Are you the captain?
That I am. Captain Secure.
He sticks out his hand.
I
shaking.
I instead return with the Klingon greeting.
Headbutt him?
Yep.
Okay.
I grab his hand, then headbutt him.
And then headbutt him. Grab. Boom. He goes, oh, you are good, sir. You are good. I am eager to get underway as soon as possible.
Very well. We will make arrangements and set off at as soon as possible.
Thank you. May I enter?
That you may.
All right. So, you all get on board the Vasquez. Is there anything you guys want to do before the Vasquez sets off? You guys probably have about a couple hours before Vasquez is leaving.
Are there any dudes at the bar?
There's always dudes at the bar. The Andorian bar? Or no, it's the Bolian bar. No, it's the Andorian
There's
bar.
dudes there. I want to do them. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, she would.
Secure out.
She would have hung around the bar and just the station. We're in, they'll wander about.
I've been doing some sort of running around the Vasquez, doing some errands for some people and, trading knickknacks just so I can go back to the guy that I got that little chip for my cybernetic arm from and get my bottle of Aldebaran whiskey back.
Okay.
So now I have a bottle that is green.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah.
How about you, Udon? Is there anything you're going to be doing, settling into the to the ship?
Me? I sense Bash's uneasiness and offer her some tension relief because I think it's most helpful for the crew to work together as close as possible. And I think it's my Ryjan duty to have no conflicts at all when matters get to worse.
I don't think you understand Klingon mating practices, and I wouldn't want to hurt anyone.
That may be true, but maybe... I don't know. If you need my service, I will gladly...
I will let you know if it is necessary.
I will have sickbay on standby.
Also, my offer goes to everyone who needs my service. No problems here.
The
one I will say that Weathers, one of the engineering crew, goes, well, if the chief were here, he'd probably take you up on the offer.
Good to know.
So I look at the is it Lieutenant Junior grade, right?
Yes.
Is that I look at him and just to actually have a look at him, like so what does he look like?
What do you look like, Udon?
I'm a very short black guy without the Ryjan gold symbol.
Without the symbol
on the head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't have that. I actually put it off because I want to earn it someday. I don't feel like I've earned it yet, so I want to be. I have higher expectations than the Russian people themselves.
I'm sad I asked that other question because I want to follow up.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that there is if you look at his, I can actually see his character. So he actually has like a character profile for in his bio. It kind of looks like. Let me show it all players so you guys should be able to see it. So you have a general idea of what he looks like. I'll pull this up on.
The Frosian is more Klingon-like, but I mixed it out with a Ryzen. So it's pretty human in looks, but not on the inside.
Gotcha.
Right.
All players' journals. Save. There we go.
Ah.
I don't know why I was expecting to be bald.
There you go.
Damn it, Meyer, just because they're black doesn't mean they're gonna have to be bald. And that's actually quite interesting, using Star Trek Online to create a character.
Yeah.
I might have to do that now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Same.
So.
Or maybe some other thing. Didn't Black Mirror have something like that? Or not Black Mirror, Black Desert. It just had a character creator.
Yeah.
Standalone.
I guess you could use that. You wouldn't get the uniform, though.
True.
So, we begin with you guys pushing off of station, heading to the Uter system. The trip is mostly uneventful to start with. However, Terzi, you've noticed something in the professor's rounds. The professor doesn't seem to leave his office or to leave his rooms pretty often. But when he does, he ignores everybody else and goes straight to the holodeck.
Can I review what's been played in the holodeck?
Yeah. All that's been played in the holodeck is a custom program he seems to have brought with him. It doesn't seem to break any security features, but it seems to be a two programs. One is labeled essentially Klingon Training 1, and the other one is labeled Herc Training.
Interesting. Can I review the code and get a general idea of what's going on in there?
You can give me a attempt to roll for that one. Let's go with
Sure.
A insight security check for that.
Oh, my two favorite things. Yes. Can I count intelligence gathering as a focus for this?
Yes.
And any complication?
Complication 2.
Okay. I only did one.
Sure,
Did I do that wrong?
Just roll again.
Gotcha.
Or you can just roll one more if you want. That's fine. All right. So you succeed. I should have said it was difficulty 2. Because he didn't really encode it or anything like that. But what you can tell is that they both seem to be combat programs.
Interesting.
One seems to be a very stereotypical training program. You've seen Ba'ash use similar programs in the past. But the Herc 1 seems to be a unique program that you've not seen before, but it definitely seems to be combat focused.
Okay, so I'm gonna want to go see this, but not with him there, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna want to copy that and load it.
Okay. So you go down to the holodeck, and when you get into the holodeck, you load it up. You see
I do tell the computer to lock out this holodeck so nobody can barge in.
Okay. So you go into there, lock out the holodeck, you bring up the program.
And safety's on.
Safety is on. Okay. Safety is on. The computer comes on and says, warning, this program is not designed with safety parameters in mind. With Starfleet safety parameters in mind.
Can I modify it, or have the computer modify it to include Starfleet safety parameters?
Yes. Give me a reason engineering check for that. Difficulty 1.
This might not go as well as some other things.
No focus.
No focus. Yeah, I wouldn't focus that.
Hey, you succeed, and you get one more inspiration or
Momentum.
So you managed to turn on the safety protocols, at least like rudimentary. And
yeah, I just don't want to die in here.
What brings up, it looks like a very old stone temple. There are braziers, like burning on the ground. You see Klingon warriors dead on the ground with like bat lifts around them, and you see in front of you is a strange creature you've never seen before. Tall, imposing, wielding a what looks something like a disruptor, and it screams at you and runs straight at you, firing its disruptor.
I'm going to pick up a batleth and try to fend it off.
All right. So give me a security, it's control security check.
Yeah. Control, got it.
And FYI, batleth is 3 dice and vicious 1 for damage.
Yeah.
Any complication range on this?
No complication range. There's just 1. All right, you tie, but you hit. So, you do the damage. Go and give me some damage for it.
How do I roll for that? Because I've never used the batleth.
Just do challenge die, 3 challenge die.
3 challenge die, got it.
Dice.
Oh wait, it's 3 challenge die plus your security score, I believe.
Yeah, just enter as a weapon real quick.
My security's 5.
Okay, if your security's your security's 5. Okay, so if your security's 5, then it's 5 plus 3. So
it should have been 8.
Yeah, 8.
So should I just do 5 more and count the 3, or should I do an 8?
Just do 5 more. Why is there only 3?
I don't know, but it says rolling 5 dice.
Try it again.
It does.
Roll20 does this sometimes. I don't know why.
Should I just do 2 more?
2 more, yeah. There we go. So all of those it's vicious 2 is a vicious 1.
Vicious 1, so the deltas are 1.
No, the deltas are an additional 1. So vicious 1.
Yeah.
If vicious 2, then those deltas are 2. So that's additional 2 to the deltas. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 damage. Bat lifts are nasty, and apparently you know how to use them pretty well. He just with that, he just kind of like you swipe at him, he kind of and falls over dead, and seems to like fall over on the ground.
Okay, but I'm keeping my guard up, expecting another attack, because if this guy's doing a program, he's planning to get hit.
I'm just going to kind of walk through this a little bit more because you seem to get a handle on it, generally speaking. It's just one after another. These creatures show up, sometimes 2 of them, sometimes 3, coming out of every corner of the wall, until finally we're going to cut to Anarin. Anarin,
Yes.
you noticed something odd about... because you're in the bar enjoying some of your own stock.
Yes.
And you see the professor come in, which you've never seen him come in before. He comes in, he isolates himself, and he orders something you've never seen a Klingon order before. pineapple juice.
Okay.
You are a aficionado of alcohols throughout the Alpha and Beta Quadrant. You have never seen a Klingon not even do some like blood wine or some sort of alcoholic beverage, some serious alcoholic beverage. It seems really off to you.
I'm gonna grab a bottle, lean over the bar, grab 2 fresh cups, and I'm gonna walk over to him.
Okay.
And introduce myself. Hello. You must be Professor... What do you say, Rotra?
Rotra.
Brotra.
Looks up
Yeah.
Yes.
I am the chief science officer on this ship. Lieutenant Tenoran. Mind if I join you?
Seats open.
Great. I'll plant the 2 cups on the table. Put the bottle down. Actually, I'm gonna pour his first, and then mine, and put the bottle next to the cups.
What are you pouring again? The
Aldebaran whiskey.
Aldebaran whiskey.
Yeah.
He looks at this and goes, "What is this?"
It is green. It is Aldebaran whiskey. It is 25-year-old aged delicacy from.
Also,
where
I
was?
I
Yeah.
get it. I get it.
Yeah,
I got the reference.
From Aldebaran 1. I don't know if it is, but I'm just going with it. Yes, and it is quite a rarity in the Alpha Quadrant. I'm gonna take a sip of mine.
He looks at you as you put down the glass. He takes your glass and he swaps it with his, and then takes a sip.
All right.
Not bad.
If there was anything bad going on in that, it would have probably been killed before it touched your lips.
This is the first time I've been on a Federation starship. Pardon me for my distrust.
Have you heard bad things about Federation personnel?
Oh, nothing too bad. But I have not reached my position as a scientist without being cautious about my surroundings. Kronos is not exactly the best planet for the sciences.
Would that be the reason for, and I point at his pineapple juice?
He kind of sits there, looks at it, and goes, I like to keep my mind sharp. Other Klingons would like to dull their senses, but they're fools who will die in combat like lambs to the slaughter. I am to experience the best that I can be. I must have a clear mind.
As a fellow scientist, I can certainly appreciate that, although I have seen several Klingons in combat, and from what I can tell, the alcohol, to a certain point, does improve their capabilities.
We agree to disagree. He takes a little bit of the sip of the green stuff and goes, it certainly is green. And puts it down.
Yep.
I'm gonna cut back to.
Yeah, and then all the time I'm just
You're censoring?
surface scanning. Yeah, nothing intrusive.
He is blocking you like crazy. Like you can't even get like surface reading. You're just not able to read him. Like he is actively seems to be preventing that.
Did he recognize me as a Betazoid, or would that be just his general stance?
Give me an insight. Insight command check for that.
Eesh. Complication 1, test roll 2.
Yep. All right, let's give me insight Medicine, insight medicine for that one.
Inside medicine. All right. Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like insight roles other than, it can be other than for the disciplines. I think this would be more of a medicine role because you're trying to determine this is his natural state, or is this something he's doing just because we're with you?
All right. Yeah, no focus there.
No focus, yeah. Seems to be hard. That was a difficulty 2, my bad, that one. But it's hard to tell. He seems to be, you can't tell if he's just guarded against you. He did mention that he's uncomfortable aboard the Federation starship. So there could be some other things. We're going to cut back to Terzi. Terzi, you are exhausted. You've been fighting for 30 minutes, and it's just been one after another. And even though they get some hits on you, I mean, the safeties are on, so it's like playing easy mode on a video game. Like you're just wasting them. But you're still like, you've just been swinging this thing over and over again. And finally the computer comes up and goes, warning. Strenuous activity seems to be causing severe damage to your body or whatever. It's giving you a warning that you're too tired. Like
computer, can we skip this combat?
Unable to comply.
Thanks. Do I have any idea from the code I saw how much more of this before we get to a point?
It seems like this is all it is.
Okay, so it's an endless routine of this.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Computer in program.
Comes down.
And then I walk over to the terminal and erase the record of me doing this.
Okay. Give me a control security for that one.
Yep. Control security. Any complication range?
Complication range 3. Because you're trying to erase data logs.
Well,
But
can I use
yeah?
Could I
focuses.
use infiltration as a focus for that?
Mm-hmm.
Infiltrating the systems.
Yeah, I'd even say that you could use a determination if you wanted to. It's very, very, very much up your alley.
I don't think I need to.
You did though. Yeah, difficulty 3.
Didn't you say difficulty 3?
No, complication.
That was difficulty 3 or complication 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so complication 3 just means that if he rolled an 18, 19, or 20, there'd be a complication.
Yeah.
So I gotta keep saying, because I forget to keep saying the difficulty, because difficulty 0 you still have to roll, but if you have a complication that adds to it. Difficulty 1, but it's an automatic success. Difficulty 1 is only 1. Difficulty 2 is hard but average. Difficulty 3 is something that's above average, that's hard. Difficulty 4 and beyond is like impossible or like miracle worker kind of status. And then of course there's other things that add to that. So I'm going to cut back to Unan. Unan, you're on in main engineering, and a Tellarite who calls himself
Weathers.
Yes, Weathers. Weathers is kind of showing you around the engineering. He's like, yeah, there's warp core. He's pointing stuff out to you and kind of looks you up now and goes, how many starships have you served aboard?
0.
This is your first starship?
Mm-hmm. I just come from academy, so yeah.
Seems weird to be under. Well, I also did, but this is my first starship too, so don't feel too bad, sir. He's an ensign.
No problem.
But I just want to let you know, the chief is very particular about how his ship is run. So if anything goes wrong, don't take this the wrong way, sir. I'm throwing you under the bus, as the humans say.
Think I have to live with that. Thank you for saying that before you actually throw me under the bus.
I won't actually throw you under a bus. I don't even know what a bus is, but it's human sayings. And then Jensen, another human, walks up who's a enlisted officer, and he kind of starts to explain that a bus was a vehicle in the 20th century that transported people with tires, and Weathers and Jensen start getting into an argument about like, why would you use combustion fuel for transportation? They're talking back and forth, and they realize that they're talking at each other and not at you, and then stop and turn at you and go, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir," and they will essentially tell you that the ship itself has a prototype stealth drive that they've not tested yet, which will reduce the emissions of the ship to make it a ship that seems about half the size that it currently is. So it'll take their starship and it'll make it look like a runabout. Also,
can I give specs about that?
What's that?
Can you give me specs about that?
You want more details on that?
Yeah, you can sense it on my personal soul.
Oh, I'll send it to you. But basically, hold on.
Okay.
But
yeah,
but
sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just telling. Sorry, what was your name? Jensen Weathers. Yeah, can send me the specs. I will get familiar with the systems very soon. So
okay. All right, yeah. So
as fast as possible.
They hand you like a data pad and let you you review it on your own times. And then the Weathers looks over and grabs another data pad and hands it to you and said, "This is also everything we've learned about the eddies recently, sir. It's nasty stuff, but probably need to brush up on it."
Thank you very much. We'll go through them as soon as possible.
Yes, sir. They nod and get back to work.
Anything else to add?
They shrug. So that's pretty much it. Feel free if you have any questions about the ship. Let us know, sir.
I will do that.
So we're gonna cut back to Anaran. Give me a control. A fitness or control. Fitness, control, or daring. One of those three. And medicine roll.
All right. For to see how drunk I get?
Yes.
I wasn't planning to drink the whole bottle. I was just sharing a drink with someone.
I
but
know,
okay.
I know. But I mean, we're just.
This is a very potent stuff. So just one glass.
Stuff.
Just
it's
one glass
green.
It's green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At least no complications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not that you get smashed, but you are definitely feeling it more than he is. His Klingon physiology seems to be handling the whiskey a little bit better. After he finishes the glass, he talks a little bit about, while you guys are there, he's talking about the Herc. About he tells you that he believes that the Herc are still around. He believes that the Herc still exist. And for those of you guys who don't know who the Herc are an ancient race that attacked the Klingon homeworld millennia ago. And they are supposedly and possibly the race that accidentally gave the Klingons warp drives. This is before the Klingons even had warp drives. They invaded the Klingon homeworld, raided the Klingon homeworld, stole the sword of Kahless, and stole several different objects of value from the Klingons. And but the Klingons were able to fight them and drive the Herc away from their homeworld, and possibly using some of the captured ships to develop their own technology for warp drive. The Herc themselves disappeared millennia ago. And for some, they're a myth, and some of them, they believe they existed. Some people believe that they might have been other species that existed, other ancient races that existed around the same time. But Brotra is very, very insistent that this is 100% real. That they are real, that they're still around, and that they pose an imminent threat to the Federation and to the Klingon Empire.
I'm going to ask him if he has any Herc relics with him or old technology that we could maybe scan and modify our sensors to be on the lookout for, possibly? Or is it all just myth, since it's been millennia?
He pulls out of his pocket and he drops it on like a little brick that seems to be covered in cloth. And he pulls open the cloth, and inside looks like an old, ancient data core of some kind. He goes, "This was found on Kronos in an archaeological dig at a former Herc camp."
I will, looking at it, I will just absentmindedly go for my hip where my tricorder usually is, but since I'm off duty, it's not there.
There's not that there, yeah.
Right, so I'm just gonna... but I will, see what I can do if I scan it with my cybernetic eye, if it, in certain different spectra, if it reveals anything, or is it like completely offline?
It's offline. It seems like there's some data core that you could retrieve from it, but it seems like it would take some time for you to retrieve information from it. You need a science lab to kind of...
This looks like a data core. Have you tried accessing it?
Have you ever tried to convince the Klingon High Command that you needed to examine an ancient device from a species that half of them don't believe even exist? You know how many times I've been told this is just a rock?
We do have quite potent scientific equipment on board. We could maybe do something with this.
I would like that.
All right. I'll grab the bottle, put it behind the bar, and instruct him to follow me, and then we'll go to my preferred
science lab.
Science lab, the one I was fiddling with my arm and
Okay. For roleplay sake, we'll say that this is one of the modular laboratories that exists on the ship.
Yeah. But I have a preferred one just because reasons.
Yeah. So for those of you guys who don't know, the New Orleans has 3 mission pods, and one of them is a straight up scientific bay. One of them is a torpedo launcher, and then one of them is a modular that you can swap around. And currently they have a sensor suite that's installed there so that they can use it for detecting stuff. Let's cut back to Ba'ash and Captain Secure on the bridge, because as you guys are flying, the warning sirens go off, and the ship lurches as it gets ripped out of warp. And I want everyone, everyone on the crew. Yes, you guys were traveling to the location.
Okay.
Yeah, I want everyone to give me a double check.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody finally caught up to me, I guess. Gotta do the Star Trek.
Yeah, the Star Trek back and forth.
Yeah. Thursday has perfect balance.
Yellow alert.
Yellow alert. Okay.
Ah, so damn Eddies. But what we're about to roll?
Double checking it real quick. I need everyone to give me a daring or fitness, and with a security or insecurity with a difficulty of 2. Everyone on the ship. Complication is 1.
I need to roll again because I used my focus by accident.
Yeah, me too. I
Okay.
actually had it on. So let me reroll.
You can also do daring.
You
if you
got
want to.
that right at the same time I did for myself.
All right. So the only person who doesn't take damage is Udon. The rest of you guys get flung forward and take 3 points of stress damage as you just like
Jesus.
careen onto the ship. This is like an instant stop from warp. It's not just like a ooh. It's like you just
Wait,
get
it's
ripped
not.
out.
It's counted as non-lethal, right?
Non-lethal. Yeah.
Then I have a resistance of +2, so I
So you only take one. Yeah.
I'm tough.
The rest of you guys take some more stress.
Klingon tough.
I pick myself up and go.
Plasma
Dax!
conduits explode around you guys, just like as you freak out, and then rocks, a little bit of rocks falls onto the little rocks everywhere. But it's suddenly you like the power seems to be fluctuating and everything else like that. Can't hear you. Try that again, Bosch. Maybe it's on my end. I'm having audio issues. Can somebody else say something?
Lost him for a second.
There we go. Coming back.
Yeah.
Here.
There
I've
he is.
hearing you.
got really bad connection to the
Yeah,
voice
I did.
channel as well.
I suddenly
Yeah.
We all
Yeah,
did it.
it just
It
cleared
happened to
up.
all of us.
There we go. Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
Anywho,
It
So-
happened immediately when we dropped out of warp.
dropped out of warp. Yeah.
Right after I made my rock joke.
Well, the subspace communicators need to recalibrate now that we're not in warp. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
takes a moment. Just
Takes
bear
a
with
moment,
us.
Yeah. Dax, what happened to the inertial dampers? Damn it!
He's not here.
He's not on the ship.
Yes, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
yelling out into the ether.
So give me right now. Power is fluctuating, and there seems to be some minor damage throughout the ship.
Oh. Let me look into that and try to find the cause.
Okay, give me a reason engineering.
I don't have a value for reason, I believe. I don't know why.
Let me check. Wrong one.
Starting value should be 7, and then whatever you added to it as you went through the character creation process.
Your reason is 9.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Mm,
By the way, I'm obviously running to the bridge.
okay.
Hmm.
And you also this would be have a focus too, looking at your focuses, because you have EPS systems and warp field dynamics, so this would definitely be in your
Okay. Focus, yes. Complication range is 1.
task roll 2. Difficulty is 1. So
Ouch.
ouch. Ah.
The
So
thing.
you try to find the cause of this, and you're not finding it. It's not showing up.
Unant Captain. Yeah. I can't find the reason why the ship power system fluctuates. Sorry.
Can I ask him to try again?
Yeah.
Oh. I will do, sir.
Give me another shot.
And don't forget, since you have a command from the
Hey.
captain,
You can re-roll
Yes, sir.
one failed if you want to re-roll that fail.
How do I do that one?
Just do it again, but just choose one task roll instead of 2.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, so
Yes.
you guys get a I keep calling it momentum or initiative, but it's momentum, right?
Yeah.
Momentum, yes.
Yes,
Momentum.
So you guys
Without
get
two.
one. You now have 2 momentum. So you're able to figure out that the warp field suddenly collapsed around the ship, and you're picking up radiation that seems to indicate that there are eddies that you've been told about nearby, these electromagnetic eddies.
Should we?
We can only hear you a little bit, so you might want to speak up a little bit.
Okay. Captain, maybe we should scan for electromagnetic fields in the area to get a map about the electromagnetic fluctuations around us.
Very well. Lieutenant Terzi, if you will.
Have we made it to the bridge?
Yeah, you made it to the
Yeah,
bridge.
that was going to be
All
my
right.
question.
Yeah. Okay.
Very
Then
well.
I'm there as well. Then I'm gonna
You're gonna scan?
stroll up to Terzi and to the console next to him and assist.
Okay.
Something you'll notice is that
Terzi's
Terzi looks like
dripping
he's
in
been
sweat.
fighting for
Yeah.
30 minutes, and it's not. And that's on top of the damage that we took from coming out. So
Yeah.
you'll notice I look quite stressed.
Will this be a control science?
This would be a control science, yes. So, Terzi, give me a control science.
And I gotta
Control
focus on that, right?
science.
Yes. And
Any complication range?
Complication range is no. It's 1, and it's difficulty 1 because of your improved sensors and because of your experience with this radiation. So.
Okay.
What's the ship's roll? I'll take that.
Ship's roll would be sensors and the sensors and science. Yeah. She's not Aiden today. She's not feeling it.
While we're scanning, I'm just gonna telepathically ask Terzi, "You're right. You seem a bit shinier than usual."
I look over and verbally say, "I'm fine."
All right, but you guys get a lot because this is only difficulty 1, so you get 3 more momentum. So you guys have a little bit more to go off this, but you're able to find that you have somehow warped directly into a pocket of electromagnetic eddies all over the place. You're just surrounded by the radiation, and it seems to be disrupting the warp field. You can't seem to form a warp bubble while you're there.
Can we tell whether these are natural or artificial?
These are natural.
These are natural. Okay.
You don't know how the sensors didn't pick this up on the way there because you guys have tuned it to it.
Exactly. Can I bring up a map of these eddies so we can maneuver out of this minefield?
You'd have to give me a detailed scan to try to do it.
That would be another control science.
Yes.
And I'd like to assist, so
Okay.
throw that in there.
And ship roll is sensor
Same
science?
thing. Yeah, sensor
Okay.
science.
Oops, I rolled it as me, but there it is.
That's fine. It's a starship task. That's fine. Okay. So two assists. And this is a difficulty. It'll be difficulty 3 anyways. So you just have to get 1 success there. Oh, you already did, didn't you? You did that. So yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys have 1 more momentum.
Yeah, we're full up.
Full up. Now, what you've discovered is that you can get around this, but it's going to be required. It's going to be kind of difficult. You can maneuver out of these pockets. There are ways to do it, but to do so at impulse would take 2 years. You can do it under warp, but it's going to be really difficult. It's going to require a lot of good handling by your helm officer to do it. And it would take like a warp, like a short warp here, short warp there, like kind of going around like in the straight lines. Because it's kind of like curvy, so you have to kind of like bounce.
Have we learned enough about these eddies to figure out how to use them for travel?
You think you could, but it would be incredibly dangerous because you don't know where the outside would be.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. Could we ascertain where the other, where the wormhole goes?
Give me another sensors science at difficulty 4.
Control science.
Control science, yes.
Can I assist him on that?
I'm gonna spend 3
momentum
for this.
Okay.
Ooh, complication.
I did nothing.
The ship can still
I just
shine.
looked away like doo.
So we succeed, but there's a complication?
No, because it's difficulty 4, so the ship has to also, if the ship helps you out.
Yeah, she already did.
Oh, sure, he did. Yeah, so you did succeed. So
First roll.
You succeed with a complication. You know the general area where you'd come out is safe. You have no idea where it would be, and it's probably somewhere else in the beta quadrant, but you don't know exactly where that would be.
Point
All
of
right.
order.
Yeah.
Because we have the advanced sensor suites, it would have dropped the difficulty by 1 unless the difficulty
Okay.
was already
You're
5.
Right, because you don't have it. You have advanced. I thought you guys just had improved sensors. You guys have high resolution sensors, not advanced sensor suites, which gives you for every success you make, if you get an additional
Momentum back.
Momentum back.
Okay.
Right. So we're now at 4. Okay. Well, I will report all of this to the captain about all the 3 different routes that we can take.
Okay. And you're certain we have no idea where any of these eddies lead to?
From what we can ascertain, it is area of normal space, but unfortunately, with our sensors, we cannot yet ascertain the exact location of the exits.
I see.
Do we think we
Yes.
could send a probe through?
You could try to modify one. It would take some time.
Would the signal come back through the
You probably get it back with what you've known about these eddies. You could.
This is how the whole V'ger thing got started.
Very much. Okay. Shall we modify a probe?
Maybe.
The captain.
Yep.
Very well. Let me know. Keep me apprised. Do what you must.
Unan and Anaran, you guys think you could probably modify a probe, but it would be an extended task. That
Okay.
extended task is a reason engineering with a magnitude 2, work 10, and difficulty 2, with each task taking about 30 minutes. Every attempt.
Can I use
Did-
jerry rigging as a focus?
Do they get a ship
Difficulty.
assist?
What's that? Oh yeah, Bosch, the command crew can assist. Any one of you guys can assist if you can think of a good way of how you could assist, either by like inspiring them or by helping to modify stuff or whatever.
My advisor should allow them to reroll once, I think. But I don't know how that works with a long-term thing.
That's the same thing. So every time they roll, they could reroll one of those rolls if they need to.
Okay.
What's
Complication
the difficulty
range.
you said?
2.
So
complication
it is,
range 2.
The complication range is would be 1, but it's a magnitude 2. So it means this is an extended task. So you need to essentially roll reason plus engineering, and if you succeed, because it's difficulty 2, if you get 2 or more, then you roll the challenge dice to see how much work you get done. And if you get 5 or more work done, then it counts as a breakthrough, and it reduces the magnitude by 1 and the difficulty by 1. And if you get, for instance, if the first time out you get magnitude, double magnitudes right off the bat, then or 2 breakthroughs right off the bat, then you automatically succeed and finish it in the first chance. So essentially, it's a longer term. You're modifying stuff. So
Could I provide an assist based on communications and intelligence gathering? I probably have at some point modified a probe for extended communication range.
okay, yeah, you could use your it would be control security? Control con. Be control con. That.
Who's the main person doing the work? Am I assisting Onan or is he assisting me?
It's up to you guys, whoever wants to try to do it first. Because it is a reason engineering check.
My total reason engineering is 14.
9, 13.
Yours 13?
All
So
right.
that's probably...
For my assist, is there a complication range, or is it just roll?
It's a complication range 1, but task roll 1. So if you're assisting, you do a
Right.
task roll 1.
I got you.
So
Right.
at this point, have we determined that we are safe?
You're safe right now. Yeah.
Okay, then drop yellow alert, please.
There we go.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 1 momentum and use my focus to produce.
Awesome.
Nice.
Now go ahead
I
and try to
walked in,
assist.
said some words, and walked out.
Udon.
So yeah, I use my
Just-
my cybernetic arm to deftly manipulate the innards of the probe. Because with the new chip that I got, my dexterity has increased.
Once I've
You good there,
proven my
Hermes?
uselessness in engineering, I'm heading to sickbay.
You good, Hermes?
Sorry, I have some difficulties just now.
You're breaking up just a
with
little bit.
my-
It's hard to hear you. You have to talk a little
Okay,
bit.
I have some difficulties with my character sheet just now. I pressed wrong button, I believe. So now I'm back.
Okay.
Complication range was 1, task rule was 2,
Was 1.
No, for you one,
One.
because you're just assisting me.
1, and was that right?
No, just the...
That's challenge, not task.
Okay,
The task roll.
One.
Try it
task
again,
roll.
but just do 1 task roll.
sorry.
All right.
No,
There we go. You assist. So you succeed with a difficulty of... difficulty was only 2, but you guys succeeded with a
4.
4. So you guys have 2 additional momentum. Now, Darj, I need you to roll... I believe it is... What is your engineering? Is 3, so it's 2 plus your
Engineering's 3.
engineering. So you have to roll 5
5.
challenge die.
5 challenge dice. And does focus count in this?
I don't think
I mean,
focus
does-
matters for the
But
challenge dice.
doesn't for the challenge dice. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you still got a delta, which means you have a breakthrough, because the deltas
Okay.
determine a breakthrough. So you have 1 breakthrough
Okay.
and 2 work path. So you have 1. Now it's gone down to magnitude 1, but you have a work of 8, and now it's a difficulty of 1. So you've reduced the difficulty, but that's about 30 minutes of work. So if you guys want to try to re-roll or try this again, you guys can try to assist as well. Still.
We do another task roll.
Another task roll. So,
Another task roll. Okay. I will spend 1 more momentum since we got it last time. Wow!
oh, the probe explodes. You hit the wrong thing and the probe just falls apart. You have to start all from the beginning.
Crap.
So
Okay, what I'm gonna do?
New probe.
I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna stand back, and I'm gonna.
maybe Baash needs to come down and headbutt people for inspiration again.
Which one is it? I'm going to use extensive mental conditioning, and I will take time to focus my mind prior to attempting the task.
Okay. So you can focus.
Yeah, I reduce the difficulty of task by 1 to a minimum of 1, and if I succeed, I get bonus momentum.
Okay. So it is now a difficulty of 1. Task roll work is still 10. You still have two
And
two
I'm gonna,
magazines.
damn it, I'm gonna spend one of my determinations.
Which one?
'Cause-
On what? What's value are you using for that one?
Oh, right. Crap. Nope,
If-
I'm not.
if it-
I'm not.
if
I forgot. Yeah.
If it works, I mean, you could say ambitious. I could see that value.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
all right.
You're trying to send a probe through a fissure that no Starfleet member has ever explored before.
All right. So that means how do I apply that?
So it just means you automatically get 2 successes, two
Okay.
critical rolls. So you automatically get 4. You don't have to roll. Successes. So you automatically succeed. Now you just roll me the work path. So it's again, it's difficulty 2. Your engineering's 3, so 5 dice, 5 challenge dice.
5 challenge dice.
That's a lot better.
Is that good?
Yes. So, focusing after the probe literally fell apart, you get frustrated and go, gotta focus, and you just kind of hone in like on what the problem is. You get a new probe, and you just like no one else is helping you. They just watch you as you just go like absolute full utter focus onto this probe, and within 30 minutes you're just like done. You think
Would you be able to re-roll the failed? Oh, the red circle one be with the advisor or no?
If the advisor is it re-roll a damage or is it re-roll any a d20? Because a d20 is different from the d6.
Right. Okay. I think it's just the d20.
Yeah. So he wouldn't be able to do that, but he still succeeded. So
right,
because you've got the challenge as a breakthrough, plus you got a 5, which is another breakthrough, which means you have 2 magnitude down, and once the magnitude is below 0, or at 0, you complete. So it only took you an hour and a half, but you have a working probe that could go through the fissure.
And it's nice and polished.
Yes. You can put racing stripes on the side. The Starfleet, the little chevrons with like the little red lines.
Yeah.
You know,
That's standard issue anyway. But I make them really nice red.
really nice and red. All right, so you have a probe that you think you could survive the eddies.
Right. I'm gonna communicate that to the bridge to Terzi. Terzi, probe is ready.
Roger that. On my way to the bridge. Terzi out. By the way, after the first attempt, Paul, I went to medbay to get my bruises looked at from the coming out of warp.
Okay, so well, yeah, I think the way that stresses work is that you can like between scenes you just rejuvenate the stress. So, and I think you'd be fine. This was just more of a like depending on the extended tasks.
I also was extremely exhausted, so I figured it would be beneficial to be looked at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna blame the stress on the first fail.
Yeah. So you get to the bridge. You're gonna fire that probe into the fissure.
Yeah. Well, with the captain's permission. All right.
Yes.
Launching probe.
Yeah.
All right, so you fire the probe through the fissure, and you start getting data back almost instantly. Because you guys already did the work, you guys find out that you could probably travel through this for sure, and you find out that, strangely, this probe is telling you, its telemetry is telling you that it's in the Uter system. The system
That's
you're going to.
fortuitous. Well, if everything is safe and we're ready to go, in which case, Jumo, set course for that eddy.
Aye, sir. Recommend we batten down the hatches, sir. This is going to get bumpy.
The hatch is
Space
open.
seatbelt. All right.
Does engineering have to do anything?
Because you're braced. No, because You should be good from based off of what you guys have done. He is going to do.
I have Jumo open if you want me to roll for him.
Yeah, go ahead. He would do a control con check.
Control con, any complication or focus?
Complication would be 2, and he would have a focus, yes.
Astronavigation, I assume?
Yes. That's
You rolled it yourself.
But it's from
it's from Juno's
sheet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
I don't have control 11.
So, yeah. So he flies it through. It's a little bumpy, like you rock it back and forth a little bit, but he's like his fingers are flying all over the Elcors. You see he's humming to himself as he's doing. As he's just like focusing as he's moving things around, and as he comes through, like you see the ship, the view screen is on, and you see like flashes of electromagnetic energy flying all around you. It seems like you're in the middle of a lightning storm in space, as like bolts fly through across your bow. It seems like this swirling like clouds seem to be around you.
We found the coil?
I was gonna ask, is this the jump point?
Yeah. And as you emerge from the other side, it seems to clear, and you seem to be inside the Uter system. You see like there's a couple planets ahead of you and some around you in the back, but it's all seems to be. You seem to be there. You seem to be like inside the system, because normally when you warp into a system, you warp into the outside of the system and come in. You don't kind of warp into the middle of the system. This seems to have just dropped you in the middle of the system.
We made it. As in Jumo, by the way.
Jumo. Captain, we're here.
Very well done, everybody. So, where is this planet we're looking for?
Jumo pulls it up on the screen. So that's the Uter 2 is what the sensors that the professor gave us said.
And I'm thinking to myself, this is very convenient.
Indeed. Well, lay in a course to the planet.
Aye, sir.
And let's do what needs to be done.
Lays in a course, kind of goes over there. Now, as you guys are traveling, your sensors are picking up the same energy that collapsed your warp field, your warp bubble, is all around you. And you almost instantly, Terzi, you almost instantly recognize your ship's communications are jammed. You're not able to pick up any subspace signals whatsoever. Even like...
Captain, we're being jammed.
Is the eddy that we came through, is it still there?
No, it's collapsed once you guys left through it.
Crap.
Okay. I turn to number one. I turn to Budge, and I give her a nod. I think she knows what I mean. And I say, very well. Proceed on course, Jumo.
Hi, Captain.
Before, I'm just going to scan for the probe and see if we can collect it, because that's one of my funnest work lately, and I don't want to leave it behind.
You can pick it up pretty easily.
Okay.
It was just on the other side when you guys came through, so...
Are we able to receive transmissions from that probe in our current state?
Yes. It just seems like no other transmissions are going out of the system.
Okay.
As you approach the planet, the professor comes up to the to the deck, and comes up to the bridge and looks at you, Captain. Says, "Permission to come aboard the bridge, sir?"
Permission granted.
Thank you, sir. And he kind of walks up and he looks at it and goes, There she is. Years of research. And as you guys get closer, you get an alert. Beep, 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 bosh. You registered this an alert from the ship. You have Starship identification training, right? That's one of your focuses.
Yeah, starship recognition.
Starship recognition. Give me a control security check. Or reason security. But with focus.
Both are about the same. Doesn't matter. With focus.
It's difficulty
Roll.
1, so.
Oh, I rolled as Vasquez, but I did good.
I see you. That's fine. So you also get some momentum because this is a new scene. We're transitioning from the old scene, so you lost your momentum. This is the new scene, so you get some more momentum.
Does my stress go back to full?
Everyone's stress goes back to full. We're going back to full.
Also, I have to 0 probably. I got a hunch. So can I do a scan for these eddies to see if this system has been if they've been planted here strategically to protect the system, or is it just a natural
insight science check?
Yeah, insight science. Can I use a focus? Quantum mechanics.
Yes, that's right. That works.
Complication and
Complication
difficulty.
is 1. Difficulty would be 3. Difficulty would be 3.
Difficulty 3.
Because you're trying to determine the nature of these.
I'm gonna assist him on this.
Yeah, and I will use that one. We'll use that momentum. Yeah, and the ship also helps, but it doesn't have to.
You get a.
Got it.
Back.
Get the momentum back.
You got it, buddy.
You think that
I'm good when it comes to science, but not alcohol.
there is a high probability that these were created by something in this system, some natural formation, something that's going on in the system. Because it seems like, because they all seem to be leading to the system, that some discharge of or some formation was happening in this system that caused these things to happen in the first place. But again, it doesn't seem like artificially created. These seem more like the natural formations.
Mm-hmm. I will report this to the captain.
And as you are figuring this out, Ba'ash, your alerts go off, and you detect what you know is a Romulan warbird orbiting Uter 2.
Captain, I recommend we go to Red Alert. There is a Romulan warbird in our vicinity.
I would not be too hasty, number 1. Going to Red Alert would tell our Romulan friends that we mean business and mean to fight.
Captain.
Because we see them, that means that they are not in a battle-ready state themselves.
The second you say that,
she just gives you this look like you know what it means.
the professor, he just shouts out a Klingon, long string of Klingon curses, and then ends up with, "Ptak, Romulans beat me again! I will not let them dishonor me once more."
However, I will take you upon your, let's see. I mean, she's told me something, and, one of my values is that I trust in my Exo's decisions, so I shall compromise. Yellow alert.
Alert.
At least our shields are up.
Yeah.
Romulans.
Okay.
The professor is just kind of walks up to you on the bridge and goes, "Captain, I have not been entirely honest."
Baj just turns to look at this conversation.
So does Terzi, actually.
Yeah.
My name is not Brotra. I am not with the Klingon Imperial Academy. My name is Ma'al. The House of Ilas. And this sends like immediate red flags to you, Baj, because the House of Ilas was dishonored recently in the last year or so, stripped of its title.
Oh, that like 7 generations dishonored.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like serious dishonor. Okay. So yeah, immediately she's just kind of like.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I still believe I do believe this is a Herc settlement, and I still believe that this is a threat, but I am not a scientist. You see, the Herc are returning, and the Herc will destroy us and everyone in their path. We need to know more about them. I believe this is an old site that they are reusing. They are here right now. And these Patak Romulans have stumbled upon this before I did.
So you are in agreement. Well, I don't want to say agreement. So you feel that the Herc is a threat to the Empire?
The Empire, the Federation, the Beta and Alpha quadrants. And the Romulans, they are a threat too. And if they are working with the Herc, we are all doomed.
Can I roll like insight and something to
Insight
kind of
command.
determine?
Yeah.
I would
yeah,
also
'cause-
like to roll.
Go for it.
Because there's some interesting things afoot.
What is a task roll?
Task roll would be 2, get complication 1. The difficulty would be 2.
You said insight command?
Insight command, yeah. You guys can't seem to quite put a finger on it. You're trying to figure out if he's telling the truth?
Yeah, pretty
I get
much.
it. He seems like he's telling the truth.
I would like to spend a determination on this.
For what reason?
Because
What
no
value?
puzzle is impossible, just improbable.
Okay, so you automatically succeed. That's a good one. He is telling the truth. You know Klingons pretty well, having worked with Commander Ba'ash for as long as you have. He seems to be very much sincere in his beliefs. He seems absolutely ready to, and there's something that's strange. Like when you're looking at him, he doesn't seem like a typical Klingon warrior or typical Klingon captain. There's something off about him. He's very relaxed. He sounds angry, but he's incredibly loose. He doesn't seem like a typical, like, I'm gonna go fight them. He's like, he sees fight and he's just very calm in his.
It's the green stuff.
Number
It
one,
happens.
how do you suggest we proceed?
I will turn around. I will say, Captain, our guest here has also provided us with what I was told is some Herc artifact. It seems to be a data core. We were on our way to attempt to access it before we were interrupted by dropping out of warp. It would seem that at this point it would be prudent to ascertain whether we can glean any information from it.
Would you be able to task a science crew with this mission?
Possibly, yes. I think we did leave the core in the
lab, yeah.
in the lab, yes. So
Okay. Keep me apprised. Number one, what do you suppose we do in this situation?
We have Romulans. And we have... what was the guy's name?
Ma'al.
Ma'al. We have Ma'al here telling us that once again the Romulans have beat him. We have a Romulan... What is a bird? It's not a Romulan bird of prey.
warbird.
It's a warbird. Yeah.
Yeah. Romulan warbird. We have him telling us that they've beaten him again.
Unstealthed Romulan warbird.
Unstealth. Yeah, it's not cloaked. It is very much visible.
Right. We have, and then we have the interest of the Herc. And you notice, I'm sure, the inflection she puts on Herc. I recommend that we play this one of several ways. We play hard and fast. We beat the Romulans at their own game. Or we try to do the right Starfleet thing and be all happy duty, how you doing? As the humans would say. But I think the stealth game is where this is needed. I think don't we have something on
Very well.
By the way, there's literally no humans on the bridge, I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, when she says the human, she means like when she says the human, she means like the way Federation handles like the way.
Yeah, no,
Jumo's human.
Is Jumo human? Oh, I didn't even realize. Okay.
Human is Bajoran.
He's
Bajoran, right?
The only human
Also-
on the command crew right now is
the one that's not
ship.
here.
is your doctor is
Yeah.
Nagata.
Well, shouldn't the doctor be in the med bay? But
He's in the
yeah.
med bay though. Yeah, he's not on the bridge.
Yeah, not on the
Also,
bridge.
just a point of interest for me: is this a Dideridex warbird or is it Valdor?
The Derricks.
Dideridex, okay.
Yeah, it's modern.
So the old fat one, not the
old-
super sleek one.
Not the new super sleek one, because the new super sleek ones weren't built until like a couple years later.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the old style bird of prey, like the TOS bird of prey?
No. There's the TNG TV show Bird of Prey, and there's
then
the
there's
TNG movies.
I think
Bird
you
of
guys were
Prey.
talking
This is
about
the TV
warbirds.
show. Yeah,
TV show. Okay.
yeah, warbirds.
So
You guys made the exact same mistake I did.
Bird of prey. Yeah.
No, but yeah,
Not a
she-
bops. Bops are Klingon.
Yeah, bops, boppy bop.
Klingon
Go
bops.
to the bop.
So I
Bop.
turn to Chego. Very well. In which case, I will take your sage advice once more. Number 1. Secure to engineering.
That's you.
Yep. Engineering here.
Mr. Onan. Unan?
Onan.
Mr. Unan. Today is going to be a very special day for you indeed. Prepare engineering to warm up our prototype stealth drive. We are going to put it through our paces.
Okay, going to muffle our engines.
All right. So this is not going to require a stealth roll, but oh gosh, now I have to add the freaking. I'm just going to do this because I didn't actually prepare for this. With the new
We did our job.
yes.
Pack it in, boys. We're going home.
Taking my way, toys.
Yeah, because and in the meantime, she's just gonna suggest, to the captain, like, to kind of add on, like, we should obviously engage the stealth drive, maybe get in a little closer, and then perhaps we can send a team a little bit more discreetly to investigate what is going on with the Romulans
So the ship,
and the Herc.
you hear a as like the power seems to dim a little bit, the lights dim. All of the
Ooh, it's getting sexy up in here.
the,
Ooh,
yeah.
yeah.
all of the
Ooh,
Elcors and
playing.
like the lights
We
start
lost
turning.
the reflection. Oh no.
Oh yeah, I
Blue
gotta,
alert.
go down to.
There we go.
As you turn on the stealth drive, it automatically turns onto the blue alert. Everything goes into blue alert. Soft glows happening, and you notice that the power readings are way lower. You currently have the power reading of somewhere between a shuttle and a runabout as you're entering the orbit of the planet.
Okay. Mr. Jumo, lay in a course towards the planet to the landing area that Mr. Ma'al has designated. And make sure to stay far enough away to be outside of the Romulans' scanning range as you do so. We don't want to get involved with them if we don't have to.
Yeah, he looks back.
Captain.
Captain, this ship can't land.
I never said we were going to land.
Oh, yes, sir. Okay. kind of taps his Alcor's in. Are you Anarin? You're at your station, right?
Me?
Anarin, yeah.
I'm
I'm on bridge.
Oh, no, Anarin, not Onan. Anarin, yeah.
okay. I'm an engineer.
Okay.
I assigned a team to work on the data core, but I stayed on the bridge.
Okay, you noticed something very disturbing about the Romulan warbirds' signatures as you guys are getting closer. The warbird seems to be deactivated, but it seems to be there's no engine signs. There's a very, very large energy reading coming from the ship, larger than you've ever seen any ship, and it matches the pulses that you saw in that would formed that eddy at the Navarian homeworld. It matches it exactly. You also notice that there's another pulse that's building on the planet at the location where Ma'al said that there was to be one.
Is that to infer that this warbird is capable of creating eddies?
That's all you see. You see both these power signatures spike as you get closer to the planet.
Romulan science to take care of that. I just handled it.
Sorry, guys.
They powered down in order to create an eddy, or
has the something on the planet created an eddy inside the ship?
That is another plausible theory.
The Romulans could have been meddling down there and accidentally screwed themselves. Who knows? They're prone to do that sometimes. You'd be amazed. Everybody thinks they're smart.
To scan for life signs on the Romulan ship.
Yes.
Without
life signs.
Without giving away our position.
You can try.
I still have sensors and science up for the ship if you want to do scan.
Sensors science. That was really loud. Sensors science.
Yeah.
Let's go. Sensors and science, and then give me a control science from Anarin.
Right, and no focus this time around.
No focus.
It's just yeah.
You get a D20 reroll because it was a request from
Yes.
me?
Yes, you do get a D20 reroll. You also get a complication range of 4, but it's only difficulty of 1.
Right. It's difficulty of 1?
Yes. So it's difficulty of 0 because of the sensors.
But
right.
But I still got to roll it to see if we get complications.
If you do it's complication range 4. So if you mess up, they will definitely have been able to tell that you scanned their ship for life signs.
Oh, that's clever. You have failed me for the last. Reroll that.
I can reroll. I can reroll.
I was literally. I said some curse words, everybody. Darsh.
Baj hasn't. So Baj doesn't have advisor. However, she can also make people reroll once every scene.
Every scene. You can
do it again, Darsh. Do it again. Use. I don't care if you have to use it. You should use determination, you doofus.
You already did.
I already used it. I already did.
To make the pro.
Wait.
But I'm gonna spend.
Wait. She shows him aside and she uses her. Actually, she's not scared of the Romulans. She actually wouldn't use her determination.
Yeah, go for it.
She's not scared of them.
All right. Once again.
Alert button. I swear to
there
God.
We go.
Okay.
All right.
I love it when they burn all the scenes, burn all of their helps per scenes, and the determination. And we haven't even gotten to my final form yet.
Stop that, DM.
Good thing I'm just chilling.
So, as far as you can tell, no one has been able to covertly or to determine your own, scan. There are no life signs aboard that. The shields are down. There's no shields.
Life signs
the
as
engines
we
are off,
recognize
and
them.
there is no life signs aboard the ship.
I have a hunch now. What's the guy's name? The Klingon guy. I'm sorry.
Ma'al.
Ma'al.
Yeah.
Ma'al. Ma'al. Do you have anything that can determine the life sign of a Herc?
No.
Do you have any way of determining? Okay. So you have no readings that can correctly identify a Herc.
They bleed. They would show up on life signs scans.
That answers my question then. Thank you. Actually, I don't say thank you because Klingons don't really have a word for that in general, so they probably don't think to say it very much.
That's probably they're the closest you're gonna get to thank you. You know. So, commercial break. As we leave you with you finding there's no life signs aboard the ship, its power spiking through the roof with nothing else seems to be on, and another similar signal similar power pulse seemed to be building on the planet below. We're gonna take a couple of minutes and we'll come back here. Take your time, get you something to drink. In the meantime, enjoy the music.
Damn it!
So, where we last left you guys had a seemingly derelict Romulan warbird in orbit above this planet, generating a massive energy spike with no life signs aboard. The engines are off, shields are off, and it's uncloaked. And then there's a similar energy spike on the planet.
Can we tell if the energy spike on the warbird is coming from their power core?
It is.
Or is it?
From your scan, it is 100% coming from their power core.
Can we see a radiation? Is there a correlation between energy spike and radiation?
Give me a reason engineering check for you.
Reason engineering. 2 dice? Oh, what?
2, yeah. And difficulty would be 1. Hey, you get one more momentum. You succeed. So, Unan is you figure out that there is radiation emanating from the core, and the radiation is matching the background radiation of the eddies. You also realize that the warbird is going to. You have maybe an hour, maybe 2, before this pulse builds to a point where it will rip the warbird apart, and whatever pulses inside it will emanate out.
Okay,
and
we have
based off of that scan, you can also tell that the similar pulse on the planet will also discharge around the same time, and it's going to release enough energy to, if not destroy, sincerely damage your ship.
Are the two connected somehow, or is it 2 separate events?
They seem like 2 separate events, but they're the exact same energy buildup.
We have a drone, maybe.
A probe?
We have a drone which is maybe very sensible to those energy readings. Give us a little bit more info.
Maybe we have a drone or something like it go to the ship, the Romulan ship, just in case there's security protocol in place aboard that ship. Or wait. Perhaps we that aboard. Oh my god, my shirt's like way up inside here. Oh, sorry. It's just a little too far up for me. I'll fix it in a second. But no, perhaps we should deploy something to the Romulan warbird, and then maybe have a small ground team to go deal with what they can on the ground.
That sounds like the most pragmatic way to tackle this issue. I do not want to risk any lives of the crew on an away mission aboard a Romulan vessel which we know nothing about. It may be rigged with explosives and other traps that
It could be a trap.
it could be a trap in and of itself. However, what would have been expecting us in the first place?
We always expect traps from the Romulans.
That is true.
At least I do.
They're not the only ones I expect traps from.
Can I scan the surface where
Yeah.
the other buildup is too for life signs?
Control science.
What was the difficulty?
Oh, difficulty 1. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you made it. This ship also can assist.
He's already
Oh.
got the one, though.
Yeah, but
Sure, but
momentum.
for extra momentum.
Oh, fair enough.
Just scan. Oh wait,
Sensor
that's my
science.
roll. Sorry.
Yep.
That's me.
Vasquez, sensor 1. Oh
Oh.
Yeah,
Uh,
we get
we got it.
momentum.
Somebody
Yeah,
got
so
it.
you got momentum. There are life signs on the planet near the buildup. 10 Romulan life signs.
10.
Exactly.
People
10.
to ask.
But the
Remember,
ship's complement is hundreds.
hundreds.
What do we know of their status? Are they...
They seem
Okay.
to be healthy based off the scan you found.
Perhaps.
Based on the situation, we are as desperate. They are more desperate as we are. They can't go away. So
We have the upper
Yeah.
hand.
yes,
Ground team will go down. We should have a ground team go down with heavy security detail. I will take I will take Ma'al so he can hopefully conduct his work very quickly at that.
Yes. Maal goes, I was going to interject and say I must join you, but yes. I will join
Ma'al
you,
is with me.
Commander.
If it is your wish, Captain, that I lead a ground team.
Very well. You may lead a ground team down on the planet's surface, and we will try and deal with things up on the station, and keep both teams connected.
I will do my
Captain, with
best.
your permission, I'd like to join the ground team.
Very well.
I'm gonna contact my science team and ask what on the progress report on that data core.
They come back and tell you that the data core seems to be defunct. The data they were able to pull out was very basic binary system, like information. Nothing. It's old, very old. There doesn't seem to like there's anything that could reasonably be used.
All right.
is it possible to scan how those two energy readings are linked together?
Give me a reason engineering check for that. 2, difficulty 2. And you can give me computer science would be this ship's role for assisting.
Computer science ship's role. Computer science. Complication range 2. Okay. Try it first time.
Oh, just for one for the ship. You
For the
would
ship.
be
Oh.
you would be reason.
Yeah.
But you
engineering.
can choose one of. Oh, sorry.
For you, roll 2.
For the ship
I'll
task rolls.
I'll roll for the ship.
Okay.
Computer
Okay.
science.
Okay. So I do that one.
Cool. 2 successes, and the computer assists as well. The ship assists as well. So you're able to determine. You get 1 momentum because that was a difficulty 2. You're able to determine that they seem to be connected in some way. They both seem. It seems like they're both pulling power at the same rate, and you believe that likely the ground source will also emit a burst the second that the ship explodes. The second the power core overloads with the Romulan warbird.
Okay, very well. Time is of the essence. We have just under 2 hours before these things go critical.
Oh.
Alright,
On
so-
the way down to leave Baj, Commander, do you have a extra batleth?
That is an odd request.
It's a good weapon. Feel like we might need it.
I don't know if I would have more than one.
Of course you do. Less is more.
Yeah, I probably have one like up on the wall in my quarters, and then one that's like a little more workable.
It should be easily replicated as well.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Here's the other thing: your security team is led by what's the head of your security? The like number 2. You said her name earlier.
Jetzar.
Jetzar.
Jet Setter!
Jet Setter.
I was waiting to say it.
Jetzar asks if she can be she's authorized to bring down phaser rifles to this away mission. For seeing she feels uncomfortable being around Romulans without a phaser rifle.
Actually, she's Capellan. She would probably love her. She actually also has a cultural weapon, the Kligot. It's actually can be more accurate than a phaser rifle. But I could see why she would also want to take phaser rifles.
Yes.
I'm such a nerd. I'm sorry.
It's okay. She will probably take her cultural weapon with her, but she also wants to make sure that the team that you bring. So I'll say that there's 6 of you. I'd say. Plus 6 of you plus small, so 7 total. So, because you're bringing the security team down, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be you,
Jet,
Terzi, Maal, and then like 4 security team.
Okay.
Complement of 4.
Yeah, I'm going as well. Probably need to science the shit out of this thing.
You want to go down there, or do you want to stay up there?
Is there a way that we could attack this from 2 sides? Someone goes onto the Romulan warbird?
Well, no one can. Like you guys said, you weren't going onto the Romulan warbird.
Okay. Then
Besides, we should investigate the people first that are.
Yeah. Then I'm useless up here. I'm gonna join.
I figured engineering types would be going over to the warbird, and we'd be going to the ground.
We talked about sending like a device to the Romulan warbird.
I forgot to mention, Unan, with your scans, it would be lethal to try to board that ship. Power levels would incinerate anyone who tried to get close to it. But reading through the logs and the information you have about this, you remember that. Why am I blanking on Dax and Cole? That Lieutenant Commander Cole has dealt with something like this before. At the and you would remember this too as well, Anarin, with the Navarian homeworld.
Mm-hmm.
That the Navarians had suggested, the Navarian scientists had Cetus. She had suggested that you guys use a counterpulse to that was on the opposite frequency in terms of power level to collapse the entrance to the eddy, and it seems like that could also work to disable the power build up. Bless you.
Right. We could do that. Yeah, sure. So. You mean we attempt to close the area, the warbird, or
essentially you could use the power thing but you could only use it for one. You wouldn't be able to do it for both of them, but you could probably disable the warbird's build up with that. But if you remember correctly, you had to reroute power from your shields, so you had to turn off power from the shields.
Yeah, and
you had to either use from phasers or from the warp core to get enough power to build up the counterpulse.
I will modify the EPS systems to reroute energy to that pulse.
Okay.
From
that-
which system?
Directly from. I will draw it directly from the EPS grip, and I will take it from the shields, of course.
The shields, but you'll need to choose another system, either phasers or the warp core.
Well, we don't want to shoot or to. Yeah, we don't want to shoot. We want to flee in imminent danger. So I would recommend to take off the phasers as well.
We can't hear you.
So I will.
Captain.
I was busy practicing Vulcan
Ventriloquism?
mimery. Yeah. At this point, I think that since we're not using it, we would have turned down blue alert by now, and we'd just be in normal functions to allow everything to work as they should do without any complications.
Okay. Doing.
Sorry. Go ahead. You want to do the reroute the power there, Unan? You can do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Rerouting.
It'll take you at least an hour, or it'll take you at least 30 minutes per attempt. But this is going to be an extended task because you're going to have to kind of essentially you're rerouting all the power to the deflector dish and using the deflector dish to emanate the counter pulse, which is what Lieutenant Commander Cole did to try to, or was suggested to do. So that will take an extended task.
Well, since I was hovering over Cole during that, I know the sort of little tricks that he used, so I will use that to assist Onan.
Okay, so we're going to do an extended task on the ship, and then the away team is going to go down. So let's go to the away team first. You guys are beaming down, or you guys going down on a runabout? That's up to Commander Bash.
That would be up to Bud.
Probably beam, because it seems like it'd make the most sense in a time press situation.
Would you want to beam directly on top of the Romulans or away from the Romulans? Okay.
Definitely want to beam like a distance from them that we can kind of hopefully see them from a distance and survey first, and hopefully and if they don't seem hostile, that way we can at least walk up to them and not scare them, just by peering. Would be right in the middle of a combat situation.
Since Sakir is going to be up in this space station, I would like to
assume direct control
of Jet Setter.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have a Jet Setter character.
I actually have her character sheet. Let me move it real fast. I can import it into the game. I forgot to do that last week.
Go ahead and do that, and then we'll do that. Yeah,
She
because
has,
for those who
a
don't know,
custom sheet.
there are supporting
wall.
characters for Star Trek Adventures. So if anybody wanted to take control of one of the security personnel, or the second in command of security, which is Jet Satar.
Jet Zar,
and then or the captain, the medical officer. It was funny last week when who was it? Was it last? It was 2 weeks ago.
That was HP.
HP took command of the chief medical officer.
Would he go down? Because if he goes down, then I'll be him instead.
Who?
But I mean,
he's gonna stay on board. He's gonna stay on board.
Nagata.
Nagata's gonna stay on board.
Okay.
You want to be Nagata? Hey, man.
I have some plans for him. I have some plans for his character.
All right. Tell me when you've imported her, and I will.
Give me 1 second. I've almost got her. And I'm now exporting her. She is going to Star Trek Vasquez. Export the game. I even have an avatar for her. She's pretty cool.
Put her in the minor characters. I will make sure everyone. Where are you? Oh yeah, I have to do the bio info. Edit. Yeah, it's in all characters' journals and can be edited by all characters. So everyone should be able to see her in there. Jetsar. You'll see her in the under minor characters, under NPCs.
Awesome.
Paul, as we go through the transporter room, I'm gonna tell the person manning the transporter, keep a lock on us. We don't know what's gonna happen.
It's Weathers or Jensen. It's Jensen who's doing it.
Jensen.
Yeah.
Keep lock
Yes,
on
sir.
us.
You got it.
Something bad could happen. Be prepared to send us to sickbay.
Yes, sir. So, you guys step in the transporter. All of you beam down, except for one security officer. Well, a total of 7, so it'd be 6 of you, because I think maximum you can beam is 6. So 3 security personnel, or 2 security personnel, Jetsar, Buster, or Baaj, Terzi, and Maal. I think that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, you guys beam down, blue beams, like kind of encase you, and then as this is going, the room shifts from being a room to being night. You hear the sounds of like jungle creatures, like little squawks, but you also hear this big thunderous booming of this power charge. It's just impossible not to hear. It's just like boom, 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 as it's just building, and it's just sending this, like, even though it's night, just glancing over towards this huge white bright light is just billowing from, like it's like emanating from this this structure that's not too far away from you guys, and they're just backlit by this light are 10 Romulans who seem to be standing around, not paying attention to you guys, or even looking at the light. They seem to just be looking around and kind of wandering. There doesn't seem to be a lot of purpose to their wandering.
Commander, what do you think is wrong with them?
Wait,
They're
what's wrong with them again? I'm sorry.
They seem to be just aimlessly wandering. They don't seem to be focused on the beam. They don't seem to be like patrolling. They just seem to be wandering. This is not like Romulan behavior.
Something has hypnotized them, and it is not Biggie Smalls. Nobody laughed at that?
I laughed.
I groaned.
Come on.
I am
How-
also
no.
partially playing secure right now.
How would a Klingon know what a Biggie Smalls is?
I mean, plenty of humans listen to Klingon opera, so it's not unheard of.
Yeah, man. Come on.
It's true.
No, but no, she honestly is just, she's just kind of taken aback by it, and she says, "Approach with caution." And by the way, Jet herself, she is on par with Miss Thing over here, Baaj, in size. Klingon women tend to be about 6 feet tall. So do
Capellans?
Capellans. Capellan men are generally about 7 to 8 feet tall.
Okay.
So more
she's
gangsta titties.
Yeah, they're just a pair. They're gonna get it's death by snoo night at the good old Star Trek convention. So yeah, they're just like, they're probably the biggest 2 in the party. But yeah, they're sitting there, and she's just gonna just say to her, this is odd, and we better be sure to not get ourselves into this kind of whatever's happening to them. So approach with caution. But
I will
do
follow your
approach.
lead, Commander.
First, let's see, here. Jetsar, throw a rock at them. Don't hit them with it, but just see what happens. See if they respond to stimuli.
Wait.
Maal looks at you when you say rock and goes,
Don't we have a frisbee with us?
Before
Maul
she
looks
can
at you
be
and
knocked
goes-
down, she goes, "Yes,
Small rock.
Look if you can find like a circular flat rock.
Are you gonna try to, is Jetsar gonna try to hit the people on the there, or is she going to?
She was told not to hit them.
Okay, so it's up to.
I was not trying to hit them.
Okay, give me a control security.
Control security.
Difficulty task 2.
Okay. To not hit them.
Well, no, because just to see how far you throw.
Oh, I need to re-roll it.
A little complication.
I need to re-roll. I did it wrong. I used my focus.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay. There we go. So, Jitsar picks up the rock, kind of hefts it in her hand, then tosses it, and it kind of goes, doo, 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 doo. And as it kind of like skips a little bit on the ground, across, like between a couple of the Romulans. And when it happens, all of them stop and turn towards where the rock came from. Just like in sync, like almost at the exact same moment. Like they were just wandering, and now they're all focused on where that came from. They're raising, 9 of them seem to raise their disruptor pistols, and one of them walks ahead of the rest of them and has a disruptor rifle in hand. They don't seem to see you quite yet.
All right, let's move away from here so when they come this way, they don't find us.
Commander,
What?
recommend beaming them all to the brig with no weapons.
Ah, good idea.
What? Not into space?
I'm trying to be good here, all right? Stop
My
encouraging me,
combat's
Dodge.
not working.
Up on the Vasquez, Sakir can't explain why a single tear rolls down his eye.
That's gross. That's gross.
Fuck.
You just can't seem to connect. Delayed reaction.
Barrage to Vasquez.
Vasquez here, or I mean, like to captain or
Captain, it'd be secure.
Yeah, it automatic goes.
Number 1.
The Romulans are acting what I think the proper word is weird.
Explain.
We threw a rock at them. Not at
And
them.
they're the ones
in their general
behaving weird.
vicinity. We threw a rock in their general vicinity, and they all seem to snap to attention and turn that way. But it's like a hive mind almost. Like, I think we're just gonna beam them to the brig so that maybe Nagata or someone can take a look at them without their disruptors. They do have those.
Very well.
So prepare for 10 to the brig.
Prepare 10 for the brig. Very well. Thank you, Bob.
Basha!
You hear Terzi? Well done, Commander.
Are you gonna tell the transporter room?
Oh, I already did. I was just trying to get back to her, but the communicator wasn't working. So,
Jensen comes back and goes, "Commander or Captain, I can't get a lock on them. There's the energy readings. They're too close to the energy readings. They're scrambled all over the place.
are you still able to get our crew out?
For where they are right now, but if they get any closer, I won't be able to pick up their readings. It's too massive of a buildup.
Thank you, Jensen. Secure the bot.
Basher.
Our transporters cannot get a clear reading on the Romulans. However, we can get a clear reading on you. If you are a stone's throw away from the Romulans, perhaps lure them to where you are right now, and we may just be able to take them off the planet's surface.
Understood, Captain. Bash out.
I mean, we could just give coordinates to where they're standing and...
Well, no, we can't, because It sounds like
I'm not talking about the transporter.
Maul looks at you and goes, "Are all Starfleet officers of your species so vicious that even a Klingon would think of dishonorably destroying a foe from such a distance? Besides, who
Depends
needs
on how
these
you treat us.
transporters? We will defeat these Romulans in honorable combat." And he stands up and starts walking towards the Romulans.
don't get yourself killed. They have disruptors. Let's do as the captain ordered, Maal.
Give me a. Are you going to try to intimidate him, or are you trying to just persuade him?
I'm just persuading him. I'm just like, no, I have orders, and I'm following them.
Give me a command presence check. Presence command check.
Okay. Good thing my command and presence are high. Let me make sure I'm set up for Vaj. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to roll as the freighter. Thank you.
Wow, command and presence would literally be my lowest roll.
All right.
Well,
And-
that's why you're a scientist.
That's why I'm a nerd.
Command to-
This shirt keeps creeping up on me. I'm just off screen.
He seems unmoved by your demand. He turns, looks at you and goes, Your captain is a Patak Vulcan. He does not understand battle and honor like us Klingons do.
Well,
Is
there is always something to learn from others, Maal. And that is actually one of her values.
Okay.
There is always something to be learned from others. Klingons are not the epitome of all things that ever existed. There are things greater than us. There are things lesser than we. We have plenty to learn. Vulcans possess a great amount of reason and logic.
Are you
And I
raising your-
trust
while they're bickering, I'm focusing on these guys. Are they doing anything?
if you're, his voice is getting loud. Is your voice getting loud as well, Vaj?
A little bit, but she's also like situationally aware.
Okay, yeah, he does not care, so he's getting louder. You notice right away, Terzi, that they're moving towards you guys now, slowly but very deliberately towards you.
Commander incoming. And I take the batleth off and get ready.
And we do not know what kind of energy pulses the phasers could put off toward those energy pulses, so let's not press any luck that we may have. Let's just get loud this way. And she just starts to like shuffle the guy a little bit. Like, just go, if you're gonna be loud, go that way.
Give me another command presence roll for that one.
Alright.
No, you did. You beat him. So he is he sighs and very well. It is tactfully sound. And
Jetsa'a, sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
Jetsa'a turns to Baj and goes, "Commander, should I throw another rock?"
Anarin, are you with us?
No, he's up in
I'm
this-
up. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
we're still preparing.
I didn't
to do,
remember
the
who
thing.
didn't come. Okay.
So, with this, as you guys start moving back, we're going to cut back to the ship, and I want you guys to give me your first task roll. This is going to be a task. So, this is going to be a little bit complicated. So, the first thing to set up the deflector dish is a reason and science check. Rerouting from phasers is a control engineering check. And but they're both extended tasks. So the deflector dish setup is a magnitude 3, difficult 3, work 12. Each task takes about 15 minutes. And then the rerouting from phasers is magnitude 2, work 10, difficulty 2. And each task takes about 15 minutes. So
I'll work on the deflector.
you're going to work on the deflector, and do you want to work on rerouting the flow from phasers there, Unan?
Okay, yeah. What's that again?
Control and engineering, it's a difficulty 2.
Did they
Difficulty.
So it's task roll 2. So you can spend more some of the momentum if you want to try to do
We
this.
got 5.
Okay.
And remember, times of the essence. You have like 2 hours before this thing goes off. So, and every attempt you do to reroute phasers properly to kind of align all the power right is going to be a 15-minute check.
Okay. Buy 2 dice 2.
So you could buy 2 more.
Buy 2 more, yeah.
Okay, so that's 4. So you task roll dice at 4,
Task of 4. Okay.
and then it's control engineering.
Control here. I press task roll button, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, the other one. The other one.
Sorry.
Should have 4, but that's. Try that again, but click the 4 dice again. I don't know what it did there. It's giving you only 2. So if you see task roll 2, you see the little.
Yeah. Sorry,
And the complication range.
I'm not used to it.
Yeah.
Complication range should be 1.
Yes.
Okay. And what? One more time.
No, that's fine. You're good.
Okay. Sorry.
That first one was
Yeah.
So you succeed. Give me a D. What's your engineering check? It's 4. So give me 4
yeah.
plus 3. So that's 7. Give me 7. 7
Challenge dice.
challenge dice. So just type 7
7
next to the challenge dice and then hit that.
Yeah. Okay. And
Try it again. Because it does this weird thing where it doesn't roll the right number of dice. There we go.
Okay.
So, you got 4 on the work track. No breakthrough, but you got 4 on the work track. So that first 15, you've now reduced that work down to 6. So you just need to get 6 more successes, in the next round. And Aaron, you and your team are working on the deflector dish.
Sure. Okay, so I'm gonna focus my mind as well. It says here that it takes 2 intervals during a timed challenge. Since this is a timed challenge, what would an interval be? How much time do I spend?
Each interval. So like this is the first interval.
Oh right, so it would take me 30 minutes to focus my mind.
Each interval is 15 minutes.
Sure, but it says here it takes me 2 intervals during a time challenge to focus my mind.
So it would require you to take you 30 minutes to be able to focus your mind for this task.
Yeah, to lower the difficulty by 1.
Yeah.
Since we're so pressed for time, I'm not gonna attempt that.
Okay.
So it'll be just reason and science. I will spend 1 momentum.
Okay.
And I'm guessing like jerry rigging helps
Yes.
as a focus. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Complication range
1.
and difficulty is.
Difficulty is total is for you is a 3.
I will spend 2 momentum then.
Okay.
To roll 4 dice.
You guys have 1 momentum left. Right,
1?
Make it.
Okay.
Oh no, yeah, because his was difficulty 2 from phasers, and he got 1 extra one. So you had 1 extra one. So you only.
Okay, we have 2.
You have 2 more.
So we have
yeah.
2 momentum. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you succeed.
Mhm.
Give me 3 plus your science, so 7.
7.
I'm just going off that it's difficulty or the magnitude plus the stuff roll. So you
No
do have
breakthrough.
a breakthrough. That is a
I do?
breakthrough. 5
5.
on the successes as a breakthrough. So you have 5 work done, but you have magnitude 2, difficulty 2 now. So you have 7 more work to go down on that. So 15 minutes pass by. You guys are commanding your crews. You're rerouting power. shucking, the EPS manifolds, kind of redistributing it, trying to modulate like the phaser power, so it's not as you're not shooting phasers at the out of the deflector dish, while you guys are modulating the deflector dish to make sure it can handle all this power coming in. And while this is happening down on the planet, the Monmulans are moving towards you guys. They're moving away from this clearing by this large structure that seems to be emanating this power, and into the jungle where you guys are at. And as you guys pull back into the jungle, they're following you. But the moment they get into the jungle, they seem to be able to spot you. And the lead with the disruptor rifle shouts out, "We must protect the master. Do not let the intruders intercede." And fires his disruptor rifle at Ma'al's probably the one standing up, so let's say fires at Ma'al.
Damn it, Ma'al.
Roll security. This is it's usually a 2, right? Yeah, it's a difficulty 2. He misses. Fires and misses with his phaser rifle. But now you guys can see you're here. So now you are up, Bosch.
What, for an attack?
Are we in combat now?
You're in combat now, so we're going to start rolling through that.
And she should actually have the Type 3 phaser rifle on there, so she's good.
That's fine.
Yeah, she's gonna of course order everybody stun only.
Would Jetsar be able to yell out, or does she have to wait in turn?
You can wait. Oh, yell out. Short burst.
Jet turns to Buster and goes, "Commander, are we in range yet for the transport?"
Barrage to Vasquez, sorry. Good thing.
Number 1.
Are they in transporter range yet, Captain? I need to know now.
Are they in transporter range yet? Jersey.
Not Tersey, but somebody.
Yeah, it would be Jensen. Jensen's no, not yet. It's still their patterns are still all over the place. You got to pull them deeper into those woods. About where they are now, where the commander and their team are now, is where they need to be.
Not yet, number 1.
Beam them up as soon as they are ready to be locked upon. Would appreciate very much.
Will do. Secure out.
And I guess, is that a turn for me?
No, you can still go.
Yeah, so she's gonna definitely try to stun them with the Type 3 phaser.
All right. Which one are you gonna go after? There are 9.
The one that seems to be the leader.
The one who has the rifle.
Yeah, the one who had the most threatening one.
Okay.
For sure. And what is that? Control security for the attack.
Yeah, control security difficulty 2 to be able to hit him.
Did it roll? Did it go through? Oh, mother piss. Wait, I should have used the focus because I am.
Okay, re-roll that.
Sorry, I just realized small unit tactics. Now let's try that again. And also, why not? Got it. That's better.
Yeah, miss. You still miss. You fire and miss. Now you can still move if you like.
Yeah, she's also gonna kind of like, as she's moving back, she's gonna keep signaling them like, hey, let's keep moving back, so that they'll keep coming this way.
Okay, so now switch to one of the Romulans. They're gonna take shots at you because you just fired at their leader.
That's fine with me, as long as I don't get died.
Roll security. 2. He hits with the disruptor pistol. Ooh.
Ouch.
Ooh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. That's 8 damage to you.
So 8 stress.
That's
one,
you
two-
you take a wound. And you're out unless you want to try to soak it.
Is it like soaking like with? It's like if I just take it in stress. If I take a wound, I can't do anything. But
You'll take. So let me look up the rules real quickly. But I'm pretty sure the way it works is you take a wound. You can still fight, but you can basically soak it up once per
scene.
per scene.
Yeah.
One more hit like that, and you're out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just take a wound for now. She just has a really nasty, real nasty rip through the shoulder, something like that.
Yeah. Let me make this
Not her firing shoulder. But does that mean I take the stress too?
You take the stress still, yes.
Okay, so that was my big question.
You don't take,
One,
but
two.
you don't take the wound.
Oh, I thought I took. Okay, I guess I don't understand.
So I'm looking at it real quickly.
I mean, I have a lot of stress compared to I think the
Yes.
rest of us. I have What is that? That's 6. I have 14 stress to take. So
Find where combat is on the.
probably have a cheat sheet somewhere about this that I
Alright,
forgot
here
to
we
pull
go.
up.
So. Combat, movement and terrain is. Injury and healing. A character may spend a point of determination to ignore the effects of an injury for the remainder of the scene. Unlike most uses of determination, this doesn't require the character has a value, so you can spend determination to try to soak it up.
Otherwise, because I want to save my determination.
So if the injury comes from a lethal attack, things only get worse. At the end of the scene, with the character is injured by a lethal attack, they will die unless they have received first aid. The game master. Okay, yes, you can use that, or someone else can give you first aid. So it's up to you. If you want to use determination to soak it up, you won't be incapacitated. So, basically, yeah. You won't be incapacitated, but you'll still be up. But you have to use your determination to soak it. Otherwise, you'll be knocked out.
Oh, so I'm either out or I use determination to keep going right now. I feel like I need to stay awake at this point, so I'm going to use the determination.
So, the disruptor fire comes out, hits you in the shoulder. You fly backwards a little bit, and your own security personnel is like, "Commander!"
And I'm like,
rushing
"Ugh!" I get up.
All right.
Lure them away before I kill them.
So now it is, let's say Jitsa's turn.
Okay. What should I do? Commander, what should I do?
Keep backing up and shoot at them.
Bigger rock.
I keep backing up and shoot at them.
So give me a control security check. It's a difficulty 2.
Control security, difficulty 2. Doop.
How'd you do over there?
Did I hit?
No, you missed terribly. But you're still backing up. So now we'll say that
And she does have focuses. Do take note that she does have focuses. She's allowed 3 as a support character.
Tribal nomadic culture, survivalism, and away team security. Well, she has a focus as away team security.
So definitely,
would I be?
Yeah, you would have been able to use that. So go ahead and use that. Reroll.
So how do reroll? Okay.
Yeah, reroll with that focus. Okay,
there you go, Jensar.
Give me damage for that weapon. Is that on her character sheet?
Yes.
Yes. Phaser type 3 she has.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo! Chow!
Ouch. Okay.
That Romulan is mega stunned.
Yeah.
Not waking up until next week.
Which one was she targeting? Was she targeting the one that hit Baj or the leader?
The leader.
Okay. So
whoever was in charge.
Yeah. So she fires the phaser, hits the leader, just flies backwards, just seems to be just knocked out. And backs away. You guys will probably need one more move to be out of their range because other than the rifle, the pistols have close range. So you'll be kind of like going over a small ridge is what you'll be doing to try to lead them down. So now it is their turn. Another one's going to take a shot at Jitsa because you just fired and hurt their leader. Boop. Miss.
Yeah.
Now it is your turn, Terzi. You're muted.
First thing you do is to unmute yourself.
That's an action. Next.
Play yourself.
Transponder on!
Make sure you use your focuses if you have any. That applies to the situation.
Right now, the focus I'm trying to use is composure, not to go batshit crazy and kill them all.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, you would use composure.
That's my focus right now.
You would use composure in the situation. Now, here's the thing. It's a minor action. You can do one minor action and one major action. And the minor action is essentially a... you can aim, draw an item, drop prone, interact, move, prepare, or stand. Or you can double move. So if you want to attack, you can attack, but you can also aim.
I'm perplexed, and one of the reasons I have to use composure is the order was given to use stun, and I'm carrying a batleth. Yeah. And it doesn't exactly have a stun mode.
Well, you would have been
turning around.
You would have to close distance with that batleth right now.
Well, but if you were on the away team, you probably would have been given access to the
Type
phasers.
3 phasers. Yeah.
Access to, and what I took out in my hand is not the same.
Okay.
So you'd have to like stow the batleth and pull out the the phaser as a minor action, which means that you would have only one action. You would not be able to move backwards. You can either move or you can fire.
If I did a double move away from them, is there any place that would provide cover?
Yes, you could definitely double move
trees,
away. Trees, rocks. It's a jungle. You'd be able you're essentially moving over a small hill.
But you wouldn't be able to shoot at that point.
But you wouldn't be able to shoot. You would also you would still have your batleth out too, because you wouldn't be able to swap your batleth for your phaser.
That is my intent then, to double move away. Find cover.
You're out of their range right now and you're finding cover. So now it is their turn. They're going to shoot at Jitsaz again because they see her as a threat. Boom, miss terribly. So now it
Come on, I'm so big.
Now it is Maal's turn. He's going to put away his batleth, pull out his disruptor pistol, and he's going to fire. He's going to stand there and fire. That's the security, right? All right. He's going to fire. Hits. Oh, wait, I'm going to re-roll that one because I don't know why that's like that. It should be 3. Okay, that still seems weird. It's plus the security, right? Usually?
Yeah.
And disruptor pistol 7, and then adds 3
That's
to
the
that.
range. It's the damage is 7, so but it should be so the total should be 7. Security plus weapon damage. Oh. That's what it is. So security and weapon damage. The weapon damage is 3, security is 4, so it should be 7. Try again. There we go, that's better. Still, he ignores your stun setting because disruptors don't have stun. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. He vaporizes the one, another one. He just, and just ashes. But I'm going to give myself threat for that because Maal is a badass. Not a badass. He's a
And
crazy
Terzi just
bastard.
smirks.
And then it is their turn. They're going to fire back at Maal. Critical miss. The disruptor is no longer useful. He has to kind of spend some time to try to fix it because of the radiation. Now it is the security personnel. I'm going to say they are going to double move as well, taking your hint, Terzi. So one is going to do that, and the other one's going to shoot at.
Sorry.
It's going to hit Jetsa.
Did you say they double moved towards us or away from us?
These are the other two security personnel that it's with you. They moved towards you.
Gotcha.
They backed up double move.
Gotcha.
One of them did, and then the other one is about to, but this one's going to fire first. Total of 3 damage to Jetsa, so 3 stress. She takes a disruptor blast to her.
Okay. Wow, she has a lot of HP.
Yeah. She's because of her species, she's pretty tough. Then the second security personnel goes back, and now it is back to. Then they fire again at Jetsa. Oh, wait, wrong one. Ooh, ouch. Total of 2, 4, 6, 7 damage to Jetsa. So she's injured unless you want to use determination to keep her up.
Determination. I mean, I don't have a determination for that. My values are courage is life, fear is death, and hospitality is for friends, not enemies. So
determination can be used simply. It doesn't have to for staying up after an injury. It doesn't have to be attached to a value. It's just your determination not to die. So
okay.
But you do not. If you use it, then you cannot use determination until the end of this, until the next. Well, to the end of the episode. Really, you can only use determination once per scene to soak it up.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll do the right thing, and I will. Well, courage is life, so determination. I'll use it.
Okay. So she takes a blast through her shoulder as well, and kind of shrugs it off a little bit, but definitely took a damage. Now it is. Baj, you're up. You're muted.
What's the standing here? Have they moved up yet?
They're moving. They fired and moved towards you guys. So they're moving. They're closing on your position.
She's gonna keep moving. She's gonna keep that up, moving back.
So you're gonna fire and move back. If you fire and move back one more time, you'll probably be out of their range. You'll be out of their range.
Quick question about the last point of combat. So why couldn't I take that as stress, and why was it?
You still take it as stress, but when you get 5 points or more of stress and a damage, or 5 points of damage, you automatically get an injury.
Okay.
And an injury is a takeout.
Right. So I add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stress to my page. Okay.
That's 2, 4, 6, 7 stress total. So.
Yeah, so...
Are you going to fire before you move back?
Yeah, definitely.
Give me
control security. And I am using a focus.
Miss. But
Jesus!
You still get out of range, so they cannot hit you anymore. Now it's one of their turns. They're going to fire. at Maul, who is the only one not injured. They hit him for 7. Now, he actually has armor on, so that actually reduces that somewhat. Because he has resistance 1. So it's still 6, so he still takes an injury, but he's going to use his determination to stay up. But he's injured as well. Now it is your turn, Jitsa. You're injured. You can move backwards. You can fire.
How many enemies are left?
There are 8 left. One of them was disintegrated. The other one was knocked out. So there's 8. They all have pistols.
Am I in the front line at the moment?
You are, but Maul hasn't moved, so you're further back than Maul.
Okay, then I shall. Budge, what would Jet do? I'm asking because she is your character and you know her more than I do. Would she stay put with this guy, or would she pull back further with the rest of Starfleet?
I think she would follow any orders given to her for sure, which her orders have been to like keep moving back, but also to be defensive.
Okay.
But I could see her in like the, you know, if it came down to like brass tacks of like shit's going bad. Oh, she's gonna like. She's from a tribal culture. She's just gonna rage, just like hard AF.
I would like to rage. Yes.
She's a very like she'll listen to her orders, but if the tits are up, you know, it's tits up. She's gonna live that life. And you know, don't forget she has a Klingon, which is a pretty vicious weapon. I actually debuffed it because I was like, it has a better rating than I had a better roll on it than a Batleth, and I'm like, it can't be better than a Batleth. Come on. But it's super deadly weapon.
Right.
It's a ranged weapon.
It's a melee weapon.
No, it's range.
Weapon?
It's range.
Oh, okay.
If it's marked melee, that's incorrect. It's basically like a throwing star, but it's super accurate and super deadly.
Right.
So it's basically Xena Warrior Princess with her little.
Pretty much, yeah.
But if she used
it
would increase threat. It's like using the Batleth. You're going to increase threat because anytime you do something that would be more lethal, then the threat will go up, and I get essentially my momentum.
Like she has, it's a custom weapon I had to enter in, so I gave it some really vicious stuff because it's mean.
Okay, all right. I think in that case, I'll do both. I'll pull back and shoot the Kligat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a control security check. It has to be difficulty 2.
Okay. Roll.
Miss. So you miss with it, but you're able to pull out of range.
Okay.
They're gonna fire at Maul again.
How's Maul looking?
Oh, he got wrecked. And
yeah, he was ready to go whole hog into that fight.
And he's dead. Yes.
I have a feeling he was gonna die.
Talking character.
all that talk about Klingons dying stupidly in battle and
he dies stupidly in battle.
They know he's coming now. Good job, Baj.
would Baj shout or scream for him even if he was in a dishonored house? I don't know how it works.
It's more of a. It can, like, she's kind of not like great on the honor. She's not like bad off like he is on honor, but she's also kind of like she's gonna still respect the Klingon warrior.
She feels his right.
And he did die. Like,
and dying in battle.
Warrior. He died in battle. You know,
like
fighting.
if he was close enough to her, she would have done the whole thing where she goes up like.
Oh, he's ash right now. They eviscerated.
Oh, okay,
him.
yeah. Well, then she definitely, because if they die without like their body just being disintegrated, they do the thing where they look in the eyes to see them die. And, yeah, she's just gonna straight up at the sky.
Yeah.
For a second.
He 10 damage with that. Double injury. He already soaked it once. He's dead. He's incinerated.
He got effed up, man.
There's
also,
still
Meyer, was that you with the Wilhelm scream?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, you played.
Yeah, he did. So now, once they walk into, they're walking towards you because they don't have a shot on you. So they're definitely within range of the transporter now.
And y'all were standing by, waiting for him.
Okay, so someone has to
Get him
me
out here.
a engineering. Let me lift it up real quickly, but I'm pretty sure it's an engineering. It's a 1 power. It's an engineering. Power of 1. Control engineering task with difficulty of 2. Shifted by
With
the
the-
ship's sensors. And
Shouldn't that be Jensen doing that?
The
I
chief
have
engineer, perhaps?
Oh, it's 3. It's Jensen. So you can take control of Jensen's character if you want, Unan.
Okay.
What's the ship's role?
The ship's
How
role
many
is
Romulans have
sensors
been
engineering.
Thank you.
disabled?
2 out of 8.
2 out of
2 out
10.
of 10.
Gens.
Yeah.
Those ones are not in range, so you won't be able to transport those up. Because they can
Character
back.
sheet.
That
Control.
one guy got
Engineering.
Control engineering, its difficulty is actually 3 to try to beam them.
Difficult.
aboard.
3. Okay.
So do you want to spend momentum?
or do you want
I have to,
Yeah.
or I get an assist.
There is
You
one
do
to
get-
assist in the ship, but it means you have to get 3 successes in total.
Okay,
Well,
so I
ship
would.
already got 1.
Okay.
So ship got already 1. Okay, I take 2 momentum.
Okay, that's
What?
less of your momentum, but yes, you can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then you roll 4 tasks.
Yeah. Yeah.
for
Or
And focus. There's a focus.
I-
Because
yeah, folk.
his focus is in transporters. So-
Okay. Yeah.
Hey,
Did I get
you
it?
get
Hey.
you get 1 back.
Yes.
Nicely done.
Mhm.
All right. So, that is a success. But you mark 1 power off of your ship. So as they step a little bit forward, the suddenly they just get beamed out. All of them seems to disappear, and into the brig they go with their weapons gone. Now you still have 1 unconscious Romulan in front of you, and you guys are all really messed up. Do you guys want to try to do some first aid to stabilize your wounds?
Yeah. Well, first I'm going to drag the. Baj's first concern will be to drag that guy into range.
Okay, and then
And make
have
sure, obviously, disarm him first and then drag him into range.
Okay, so that it would be another check at difficulty 3 check, but you can do it no matter what, but it would require 1 power. So you don't have to roll, but you'd still have a power.
Oh, okay,
drain.
yeah. We'll drain 1 more power.
Okay.
I'll do it real quick because I just don't want to. I don't want to take any chances with him waking up.
Yeah. All right, so drain another power, beam him up, his unconscious body to the ship. Now you guys are injured, and you have this whole task would take you. I'd say like the combat wasn't that fast, wasn't that long, but like now I'll say about 15 minutes of like gathering the guy and pulling him out there and kind of reconnoitering. So if you guys want to do first aid, this would be the time to do it.
Yeah, let's get everybody stabilized.
Okay.
I am not good at medicine. I hope one of you is. I
I'm
am not
terrible.
I would assume.
Wouldn't we have someone monitoring their status and then maybe suggest? Sorry, metagaming, but
Yeah.
you know,
No. I mean,
sending medical help down.
Well, I mean,
the security personnel
Baj
are
did.
trained.
Oh, well, I thought you were talking about the guys on the brig, because I did suggest to the Vasquez earlier that as soon as those guys are in the brig, they should have somebody for medical come take a look at them, like Nagata.
Yeah, Nagata will definitely go down there to deal with that. But when it comes to first aid, it is.
Yeah, what's Jetsar's rating on first aid?
The daring plus medicine. With a difficulty of 1.
Let's see, her medicine is just about the same as mine. I'll take it. I'll just do it because I have a decent daring rating anyway. So
It's only a difficulty of 1. So, and you can be
Alright,
assisted by some of the security personnel. I'll have them help you out with this as well.
yeah, here we go, Baj. Now is that a medical roll per person?
Yeah, it's medical roll per person, but I'm gonna also have you.
Well, she got. You said it was 1, so she's
Yes,
got
right.
the first one.
She helped Jatar.
Okay, who's next? Anybody else?
Probably yourself. They'll try to help you out. He helps you out, so you
Oh,
can
cool.
heal yourself.
Yay!
Then the other one's going to try to help. No, that's it. You're the only two who took damage, so you're stabilized. You won't die at the end of the scene, but you guys took some serious damage there. It's going to be a while for you. You're going to need to get fixed up by Nagata when you guys get back up to the ship.
Yeah, because I took my stress down. I took that full 8 of stress, right? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So cut back to the ship. You guys are still working on it. Give me another task roll for accomplishing this. Let's start with Unan. Unan, give me a. It's a magnitude 2, difficulty 2, and you have a work of, I believe. Double check that real quick. All the firing. Of 6. You have 6 left.
Mm.
So difficulty 2.
Good.
It's still control plus engineering
Mm.
and difficulty 2.
Ship
Okay.
task.
It's an extended task. Yeah.
Difficulty 2. Huh? That's application range 1. Am I Sorry,
difficulty- task 2, complication 1.
complication 1 task?
Unless you want to spend
2.
momentum.
I think I want spend 1 moment.
Okay.
So
We're down to 0.
Yep. Now we have no
Yeah.
momentum.
would like that everyone in agreement, or would you prefer that I don't use that momentum?
What's
Uh,
what's the ship's
You
task
do it.
roll for this?
It's your call.
Yeah. The ship's task roll would be it would be engine. No, it would be weapons and engineering, because it's rerouting power from the weapons to the engineering.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's 1. So you have 1 success so far.
Well.
Hey!
Nice.
And you get 2 back.
Nice.
So I did
Very
that wrong
nicely
because
done.
of the I'm doing it so that the difficulty is the amount of number you get, as well as the your skill. So your engineering skill is 4 plus the difficulty is 2, so you have 6. So 6 in the task not task, the challenge dice, and then roll that.
6 challenge dice. Go for it.
Try it again, because it keeps doing that. I don't know why.
Yeah, the first
There we
roll
go.
always seems bad.
There we go. And you get multiple breakthroughs, because every time you get one of those chevrons, I believe it's a breakthrough through an extended task.
Chevrons.
What are
Okay.
they called?
The delta.
Deltas, whatever. So that is 2 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you'd get two breakthroughs anyways. So at least 1 breakthrough. So you are done in the next 15 minutes. It takes you about 30 minutes, but you were able to reroute phasers from phaser power to the deflector dish. So now it's up to the science team with the deflector dish.
Yeah. All right. So
With
I'm gonna ask
one-
for
You have 1
Yeah?
left. You have 1 momentum left.
2 because we got 2.
Oh, yeah, it's difficult
Did
two.
we?
So you get two. Yeah, you get two.
Two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm gonna ask for a harmonic neutrino field manipulator, and I'm gonna reinforce the EPS power grid.
There we
just
go.
to Technobabble inspiration.
Technobabble.
Yeah. So that is a reason and science, and I will use the two momentums.
There we go. 4
Nice.
successes. The difficulty was 3, so you had a breakthrough last time, so it's actually 2. So you actually have 2 more momentum.
Nice.
But so now it's 2 plus your engineering or your science. 2 plus your science, so 6.
Two,
for the
so 6.
challenge test. Hey, and you get 2 breakthroughs. So you are done as well, I believe. Yeah, because it's magnitude 3. So you are able to set it up. So you guys have within 30 minutes. You have completely set up the pulse to activate. So you are done up on there. Down on the planet. You have maintained your wounds. You guys are no longer dead. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thanks.
Corona.
It's the cutest Klingon sneeze ever.
You know what? My boyfriend yells at me all the time because I actually consciously have to not sneeze so loud because I am a loud sneezer. So I should have
Same.
sneezed loud because that would have been the Klingon way.
Yes. So you are on the planet. You are injured. The beam is still being activated. There is no more Romulan threat.
Mhm.
Vasquez, obviously you have taken our guests aboard. What do you need from us on the ground at this point in time? We are stabilized, but we are not in good shape for the most part.
We still need to elucidate the origin of the emissions coming out of the planet. That was our goal.
Well, we can help you with that, but we lost Malal.
That's unfortunate. Well,
Also, Captain, it is worth saying that at one point they said when they were coming toward us, we could hear this, right, Paul?
Yeah, you could have heard that.
Okay, we heard them say it. They said we must not let them interfere with the master. I can't remember the exact quote.
The
but it was
master.
something about,
Yeah.
yeah.
Must
they
Protect
called-
the master.
They called whatever this thing is their master. I have fear that this thing influences the mind somehow.
that is most disturbing. Perhaps the nexus of this hive mind. I wonder if it is nearby to where you are. It might be best for you to come back onto the ship until you are in a better shape. But time is of the essence. So, I'll leave this one up to you, number one.
Realistically, what did they need us to do on ground with that thing? Character.
It's so out of character. It was building up a pulse. Remember that the when the pulse goes off, it will set off a shockwave that will destroy
Right.
everything
But
in
do
that
we
building.
need to interact with the pulse?
You probably
in
need
order
to figure out a
to-
way to turn it off.
Okay, so we need to
Our cap-
approach.
Interrogate.
What was that? You broke up a little bit.
Our captain could maybe interrogate.
That is
Uh,
true. We could try to interrogate the Romulans once they come to in the brig. I will go. I will try that now, and I'll keep you apprised. Until
In the
then,
means- yeah.
Completely out of character. If we were going to interrogate one, we could have just kept him here. Completely out
Well,
of
we
character.
have. It's better to break up the delegate around. So
it's better to keep them out of range from the whatever hive.
I'm just saying, there's a guy really good at interrogation on the ground.
They had weapons though. We got rid of the weapon.
yeah.
Could have just beamed the weapons out of their hands.
I'll be
we
pretty-
had one.
That would be a smart way.
They still outnumbered you guys like significantly. Even after you took out 2 of them, they took out 1 of you, and 2 of you guys were injured.
Right.
So that would have been 8 unarmed, very possibly, mindless Romulans who probably could have just punched you guys to death.
Stand by
I-
for more instruction, number 1. Secure
Standing
out.
by.
Terzi. You were needed on the Vasquez for an interrogation with the Romulans. Prepare for
Aye, Captain.
transportation.
Ready when you are, Captain.
Okay, I'm just gonna say you guys beamed up because this was miraculous. But you got to use another power. Knock that power down. So you've got
Okay,
less
I
power
will
now.
do that. We are
I
down to
got
7
the
power.
power.
So
All right.
one of the while you guys are doing this, one of the security personnel is going to get curious, and he's going to pull out his tricorder and start tapping into it, trying to get the energy readings. And he comes to you, Baash, and says, "Commander, I think this is the same pulse that's going on up there, based off of what I know. I think we can turn this off here."
Let's do it. I know
need
the
some-
captain told us to stand by, but we might as well get this done now.
I can do it through this I don't even have to get close to it. I think I can do it through the tricorder if I just match the right modulation frequencies.
Do it. Do it now.
Okay.
Do it. Do it now.
I knew that was coming.
I didn't want to say make it so. Get it done. There we go. Get it done.
Okay, this is going to happen.
Do it.
I will assist him.
Okay. It's a control.
Two people punching the same tricorder.
Well, I mean, I imagine she has one too. So standard equipment.
Go forward and try to assist. You've already used. You could use it 1 per scene, so you could tell him to,
And he can
re-roll it.
and he can re-roll. Yes, he goes to re-roll him. And
That's okay. It's still a failure.
that's
but it's
better
not
than
free.
nothing.
Yeah.
And I get a 1. I get 1 to roll. What was the roll? Oh, it's in
Control
control
engineering.
engineering. Yeah. Control engineering. Read stuff, Buster. Be smart. Well,
So you
We're
try
not
to
engineers
Confident.
down
You're
here.
like we're not engineers. We don't. We try, but it just doesn't work.
Vasquez, could you possibly beam down an engineer? That would be helpful.
Very
Just
well.
roll.
Stop using power.
Dude,
Onan, you're
Don't
needed
we
down.
have shuttles?
We do, but time is
It
of
takes
the
too
essence.
long.
We don't know how long it would take.
Don't the shuttles have transporters?
They do.
I already marked it down to 6.
The Romulans, the runabouts do have transporters that could reach the surface, so you could use the runabout shuttles if you want to not use the
Okay.
power.
Okay, Chief, you're needed on the planet's surface ASAP, but use a runabout's transporter beam. Before you go, ensure that I guess Secure would know it's a ship. Ensure that you reroute power from weapons to keep our ship's grid up.
I think I fixed up everything and it won't blow up in our faces, so I'm ready to go. I
Okay.
will take the shuttle down.
I think what
So
Secure's
it-
asking for is getting more power to the ship, so you don't run out of power in the middle of the scene.
Yeah.
You could reroute power from some other system if you want to try.
We're at 7 out of 10 power, as far as I know.
Oh, pedal to the metal. And we have warp drive left.
Hmm.
So
Rerouting power is a daring and control, a daring control or plus engineering difficulty to give us 1 power.
They give you 1 power plus any momentum you want to use for that. But you have to spend the momentum to get those extra power, and you have to pull it from a system. Phasers are currently offline because they're being directed for the service to the deflector beam, the deflector dish. So you have warp power, you have secondary systems like life support, and the replicators as well that you can pull from.
sorry, I was confused just now. Daring and control.
Daring or control.
Plus the engineering.
Plus
you
the
can choose-
engineering.
So you have the warp core, You have life support, you have the replicators, and you have transporters you can pull power from.
We need the most likely not the replicators, so I would
Okay. So
draw from them.
Okay, roll daring or control, whichever one you want best, plus engineering to draw power.
Okay. One.
And the ship's assist?
Ship does not assist for this one.
Okay. Just asking.
Difficulty 2.
Dude,
but he did it. He nailed it.
Jeez, just nailing it all over the place.
He's proving the every word that Cole said. That Starfleet engineers are miracle workers. So Unan is you just boop 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 boop. Yeah, you're just going focus and you just pull power from the replicators. Boom, power back up 1. You get 1 more power back, so you're now back at power 8. And then you go to the runabout. You use the runabout power to beam down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you beam down just outside where these guys are, and you see this. You see the same thing. You're in a jungle. It's kind of dark, but there's this pure white light that's illuminating the area, and just whoom, 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 whoom in this kind of bit of a clearing.
And I'm just in deflector control with my finger hovering over the button to fire.
So it's up to you guys. What do you guys want to do? You have the ability to fire the deflector beam to disable the pulse on the Romulan warbird, and you have your engineer on the ground who can try to disable the pulse from the ground.
Let's just keep trying at this. I obviously when he gets
the base.
down, I'm like, we need you to do this, and I just get the guy to explain it to him.
It's a control or reason plus science or engineering task. Difficulty is 3, but you can do it.
I will assist again.
Control. Engineering. Complication.
1.
Shoot.
And I'm gonna assist.
Why does it sometimes take so long for the numbers to pop up?
I don't know. It just sometimes it just takes.
It does it. It only does it for him. For me, so.
But
Yeah.
you nailed it. Exactly what you needed to get.
I'm a
3D dice, maybe.
Yeah. You just you punch it into the tricorder, and then boop. The power it just kind of, and as it kind of goes down, you start to see that the power was emanating from this large crystalline structure that was formed to almost like an obelisk that was sticking out of a large stone base. And you, Terzi, recognize this base. It looks almost exactly like the base you were in during that simulation.
Oh, he's not there anymore. He's not down.
Oh no, he wasn't. He got beamed back out. Never mind. So you wouldn't see that. But anyways, just a little flavor.
Damn it! The 2 people that were prepared for all of that, trained for that, are gone.
So yeah,
What about upstairs?
it's up to you guys. You guys notice that the power is completely the pulse is completely gone from down on the base.
Okay.
Right.
What about the Romulan ship? How's it reacting?
Well, it seems to be still building up, but you guys haven't. tried
That's
to
still
disable it.
building up, so it's
Yeah.
not paired anymore.
Yeah.
Well, we were en route to the brig to see if any Romulans were awake, so we could make use of Terzi. That's why he's here.
So cut to Terzi and you in the brig. The Romulans look like they're waking up from a really bad hangover. They all kind of are like and like the captain or the commander of the crew is kind of on his own cell going, as you guys walk in, they all just seem very much in pain, and the god is kind of like going through and kind of scanning them through the shield as much as he can. He goes, Captain, man, they seem to be controlled telepathically somehow. Whatever they did down on the planet seems to have stopped it, man.
So I turn to one of the Romulans and I the one who I assume is the captain. I say, are you aware of where you are right now?
It looks like a Starfleet brig.
Are you aware of what happened to you before this incident?
Last I remember, we were investigating a signal, strange signal. We arrived, and then there was a flash. And now I'm here. What did you do? What do you want, Starfleet? What kind of weapon are you testing that could... Where am I? What are you doing here?
We were also investigating the same signal. When we arrived, your ship was empty, and only 10 Romulan life signs were down on the planet. When we sent an away team over, you were enthralled by some strange force, and so we beamed you over. That is the story as it stands. Is there anything else you can share light on?
That's all I know. You know more than I do, obviously.
And I walk over and tap him on the shoulder as he's doing this.
Do you
tell him the truth?
You drop the force field.
Yeah, just for me to go in.
Okay, yeah, you say that. Yeah, of course I am. Now, he is resistant to any kind of, because he's a Romulan, he has training to resistance against that kind of stuff. So you'll have to give me a control security check for that.
Sure. Any complication?
Complication 3.
Complication 3.
You're trying to
and I am using a focus.
Yeah, you're using a focus. You're using your interrogation focus, aren't you?
Yes. Ah, I did that wrong. Oof.
Oof. Oof.
Can he re-roll that? Because I'm around and I brought him over.
Yes. You have that power. Go for it.
Yeah, just re-roll the one.
A suggestion: if he didn't roll enough dice, shouldn't he just roll again to add the dice instead of a complete re-roll?
Just roll one more. One more re-roll. Just one for that 0. Okay. That's why it pays to have a captain around. That's why the commanders.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cap.
You're very welcome.
Excuse me.
Attitude.
You guys, that's 3 6. Why am I sneezing?
Bless you.
So,
you guys are both in Texas, right? I mean, and you're both sneezing.
Yes. Right. It is that you succeed. You succeed on getting through him because there'll be a difficulty 3 because he's trying to block you actively. So he doesn't seem to be lying. He doesn't seem to be lying at all. It's from what you can gather from him. That's what happened. What happened to him?
Captain, he's telling the truth. It's a waste to interrogate these guys.
Very well. In which case, I would send you over to your ship, but it is currently in a critical condition, and our scientists have said that anyone who were to go aboard would face imminent death. As such, I would ask for you to stand by here in the brig until we are ready to send you over.
At this point, miraculously at this point, I contact the captain and say, Captain, all our preparations up here are complete. We are ready to proceed with the pulse.
Very well. Go ahead.
Okay. This is
Sakir out.
This is a control plus science.
Control
and a difficulty
science.
of 2.
Okay. Complication?
Complication is no complication. Complication 1, and because you guys use the weapons, the ship can assist with weapons plus science.
And I'm getting quantum mechanics focus?
Yes.
Okay.
Rolling for the ship. Ooh. Can't re-roll the ship.
Nope.
Why did mine not go?
Computer, I demand you.
Hey!
Ooh, nice save.
Well, it still gets a complication on it, but still.
Yeah.
It does. So, and the complication, because of this jerry-rigged, is going to, a feedback pulse will blow out one of the systems. So the systems are disabled. Not destroyed, but disabled.
On their ship or ours?
Yours.
Okay.
That is structure. So you have one hull breach to structure, or 2 hull breaches to structure. I think it's your size 4. So yeah.
All right, they're
So
marked.
two hull breaches structure. So the ship just as it explodes, and there's like some like there's a hull breach on deck 4, deck 6, and deck 7 as this thing goes off. It is reroutes power, but this beam of energy shoots out of the deflector dish and goes straight at the Romulan warbird, and they seem to clash for a moment, and the lights kind of flash a little bit, and then suddenly both of them just end, and it's the Romulan warbird is still just floating, and the pulse seems to be deactivated.
Oops.
Rocks everywhere.
Okay. Well, so the warbird is now operational and safe?
The pulse doesn't seem to be building at all. It seems to have shut off.
Okay. Well, that was fortuitous timing. It would appear that your ship is now safe to be boarded. I would imagine that you would like to.
Also,
leave.
mark 3 power off of your ship for the final
Okay,
pulse.
we're down to 4 power.
5. We've got one back.
Oh, thanks.
Yep.
So he goes, as I was going to quote, Federation treaty with the Romulans. We are on neutral ground. Neither of us claim this, but if you wish to, as you are a sensible captain, you see the logic in letting us return to our ship. I thank you, and I will not forget this.
We are indeed not.
Ask his name. So Paul asked him.
What is your name?
So I have to think of something. Snooty McSnoot. Senator of the
What a Romulan name.
Insight check.
No, it's more like Sneaky McSneaks.
Yeah.
A strong and bold Romulan name.
His name is Horik. Captain Horik. H-O-R.
Very well, Captain Horik. Live long and prosper.
And you too. So we're going to wrap this up a little bit. They beam back over, and you guys have a chance to study the site if you like. There is no herc or anything else like that in this site. Give me a... you can do
it was
a
a
couple
red
things.
herring. Okay.
You can do a detailed study of the base. You can give me a couple of checks. First off, someone needs to give me a reason and engineering check with the engineering plus computers.
So the engineer down here can do that.
Yeah. Because this is going to take place over like a day or so, so your power will come back.
Reason, engineering, occasion 1, 2 dice.
Yeah, and difficulty is 2. So the ship can assist with engineering and computers.
Okay, yeah, I'll roll that.
Hey, just nothing you did. So, based off of what your readings are and studying of the base, what seemed to have happened was the ship, or the site itself had some sort of telepathic control unit, a trap of some kind that was left, so that when ships came within range, it would overwhelm and control any sentient species nearby. Ancient, though. It didn't seem to work properly. And the pulse itself was a response to that. So essentially, it was an automated defense system that was activating, that was trying to destroy. And it just happened to have the same kind of frequency as these eddies. So it may have been accidentally making eddies as it was being activated. And the Romulans seem to have set off. Once they got activated, they started to set their own ship to deal with it to hit it as well. But they seem to have also been hit with one of those beat bursts of not only like telepathic control, but also the pulse. That's why their ship was disabled, and only so few of them were left. Now I also need a insight engineering, the difficulty 3 with the help of the ship's science and computers.
Okay, I'll do roll for ship.
Insight science.
I'll do that.
What was it, computers and what for the ship? I'm sorry, I lost.
Science and computers.
Science.
What for? What are we doing?
For difficulty
ship.
3. For studying the base.
Setting the base. Okay, no focus.
Do you have
for
archaeology?
that. No.
Okay. Anything like around that? Okay.
No, I got the only one close is xenobiology, but that's
So you can't seem to, based off your own studies, you can't determine if it was ever used by the Herc. There's no indication of any Herc ruins based off of what you guys know about the Herc and the stuff they have left behind. But it does seem very similar. You recognize it as a very similar base to the Icon from the Halalian, or from the Navarian species. The one that you studied, it almost looks pretty close to, if not exactly, like that one.
How far is this system from the Navarian system?
It's fairly far. We're talking like 60 light years or whatever. We're talking like the other side of the Expanse. They're on the other side of the Expanse.
So, and if it's the same technology, it's the same ancient species that was present in both systems.
With that, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to end the episode with you guys having studied this. You have all this data that you can bring back for further study. I would have had more if we had if Maul didn't die like a freaking Klingon.
Hey!
Just talk too much.